I see Shams has reported it as well. The Washington Wizards are trading Jonas Valanciunas to the Sacramento Kings.
No way.
For C.D. Sissoko and 2 second-round picks.
How about that?
Trader money. Can I do that again? Trader money. Our boy is wheeling and dealing like a blackjack dealer out here, Whitey.
You know,
oh my gosh.
Press conference today where he was asked about size and length, and he said, "Oh, we're working on it." I know some people saw that and thought he got nothing. I think he may have something up his sleeve.
Did you think so? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
and clearly he did. He was holding things tight to the vest, if you will. And this is massive news. Massive news. First of all, Valanciunas is Domas's guy.
Yes,
we know those two are countrymen.
And speaking of massive, he's
a and his respect for Doug Christie. I talked to him last time the Wizards were in town, and he raved about Doug. And so for the organization to go out here and get him, I view him as a backup center.
Yep.
He's a 15 to 20-minute kind of night guy. You don't need Domas playing 40 minutes a night. But also in a pinch, Whitey.
Yep.
In a pinch.
I know where you're going.
You could run them both out there. Depending on matchups, you could play them both in short spurts. I'm not saying I want to see a start or anything like that, but he's good enough, and they both can knock down the three occasionally. I like this move. I like this move a lot, man.
And I don't want to be greedy, but why not? I'm not sure this is the last move they're going to make.
I'm not sure either, because I thought they were going to do the Valanciunas move with the trade exception. You still got that $16.8 million trade exception.
Come on, Bobby Portis!
Yeah, and Whitey and Jay. You still got 2 open roster spots, I believe, because Sissoko's out. CD, we hardly ever knew you. Man, that's tough.
The CD era was all too brief.
Like the organization put out tweets and photos and everything.
Yeah,
he was going to wear number 91. We gave him the Robin Lopez treatment out here. But this is so. Let me say it like this, Whitey. De'Aaron Fox for Zach LaVine, Valanciunas, and whatever else comes out of it. Yes. I think you start to feel a little bit better about this trade.
So you said 2 second
rounders? 2
rounders?
second rounders.
Okay, so you still got 3 second rounders in the deal. So you got Zach LaVine, Jonas Valanciunas, 2 first rounders,
and 3 second rounders.
Yeah,
that's pretty. And one thing we talked about yesterday too is we need NBA players, like guys, strong rotation guys. Not. Like, this ain't spades. Yeah, in spades, you say, we got 2 in a possible. Well, now we got 8 in a possible. Like, now we're much deeper than we were just 20 minutes ago.
I got to say, I think this is really impressive because you look at all the teams in the West that are trying to do something. There are a lot of teams right now that are trying to do something.
Yes.
And the Kings got some things done. Yeah, and I know that De'Aaron Fox, De'Aaron Fox is a good player, but I think money did pretty well in this deal, Drapes. I really do. And there may be more to come.
There may be more to come. And here's the thing. When I first heard this deal, I was just coming up on the elevator and I saw this. I thought, all those critics of Monty, all those critics of Wes, and the job's not done, no doubt about it.
Right.
But all those stories about they're too scared to make a move, I'm going to quote Dat Ninja right here on our YouTube chat. Monty, I apologize for all the bad things that I said about you. I was talking mad stuff a few days ago. I wanted Monty fired. I was wrong. I was stupid. My apologies, Monty. Come on, man.
Yeah.
This is big time.
Monty McNair.
This is big time.
So I think for a lot of fans, that last week, that would have been the dream, right? Wow, if you could get Valanciunas and somebody like Zach LaVine.
Right.
They're both coming. Well done.
Right.
We'll see where it goes. But just already, as I say, been an eventful day here. And there is, I know this isn't the first time I've said this, but Drapes, I know you just got here.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of excitement and there's a lot of anticipation in the building, even though the building is pretty much empty.
Yeah, and I was talking to security. What's up, young fella? Hey, you like Zach LaVine? Yes, sir. We got young number 7. What's your number right there? 7? Young number 7. They're hooping out on the court. He's walking down. He's a big Zach LaVine fan. But, I'm walking in, talking to some of the security guys, and some people are saying, I wish we could have kept Fox. But I feel like, here we are 72 hours after the fact. There's a lot of acceptance, and now it's turned to optimism. Zach LaVine had a hell of a press conference today. Definitely won the press conference. I listened to that. He was the man today. And now you add Valanciunas, and it's going to be electric in this building tonight.
Let me say this about Zach LaVine too. And you listen to it?
Yes.
Yeah, I listened as well. But I think for those who watched it, he's got a presence about him. You've talked about this. There's certain people that come into a room and it's like,
right.
Yeah. And he's one of those guys.
He's one of those
he
guys.
Even looks better than the press conference. You're right. It's like, oh, that's very nice press conference. But he commands a room just with his demeanor physically.
Yes. And think about it like this. When the Kings run on the floor tonight, we're going to have DeRozan, Sabonis, Zach LaVine.
Knowing that there's more.
Next time they're home, Valanciunas will probably make his debut on Saturday night against his old squad, the New Orleans Pelicans. And so this team is much deeper, much more balanced today than it was yesterday.
Yeah, I just saw a number here that I know Jay is going to appreciate.
Oh,
Jonas Valanciunas, 6'11", 265, wingspan 7'6".
Wow, there you go. And I mean, I'm honestly, I think he's going to be ecstatic to get here. Like I said, Wizards were just here, a few weeks ago. What was it? A month ago, maybe. And when I talked to Valanciunas, you could just tell the relationship him and Domas have, the smiles, the excitement, and let's keep it real. He put in some work when he was in here too. Like when he was coming off the bench for the Wizards, but when he was playing, he was giving them that business. Now you got a tough, physical player, great rebounder as well. This is to me a home run right now with this Sacramento Kings team, because you make this move, Whitey, with Valanciunas understanding what his role will be. I'll say this: if he's okay with coming off the bench in Washington with that franchise, best believe he's going to be okay backing up his countryman Domantas Sabonis and trying to compete for a high playoff seed.
The great Amadrock here in the chat says, Monty, I take back all my snake bites. But then you've got, and the chat is really jumping here, Man Fast Lane is saying, F that, they still need to be fired. So I think he's just trolling, right?
Yeah,
he's just has to be trolling, right, having some fun.
He's trolling right now. These guys, I'm talking about Monty and West, they've been taking some shots. And trust me, they hear it. They hear, the snake comparisons, and they need to be fired and everything like that. And, one thing to their credit, because I don't know if I would have been able to do it, what they're doing. They just kept their head down, let it roll off their back, didn't fire back or anything like that. They just went about their business. And they've reshaped this team in the last 72 hours.
I did think that today Monty showed his teeth a little bit more than we've seen.
Yeah.
Understandably, it got a little contentious, mainly because it had been so long. Well, they hadn't addressed Mike Brown firing yet. That was an interesting and very odd press conference this morning with Monty, wasn't it?
It really was. I listened to it. I didn't watch it live or you hear it live, but a couple of things stood out to me. One, Sacramento media, I think the people in attendance must have saw the tweets beforehand and, we'll see how soft Sacramento media, because I felt like the media in attendance made it a point to try to hold Monty's feet to the fire.
I think you're right, but I was okay with that. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I was okay.
No, and they should, right?
Yeah.
We don't hear from you. You fire your coach. We haven't heard from you. I get it. It seemed like they were like hell bent, like they went in with the agenda. You know what, Monty? We ain't heard from you.
No softballs.
Right,
today.
No softballs today. Secondly, to your point, I did sense a little annoyance, I guess, from Monty,
and that's acceptable. It's understandable.
Right,
but we haven't seen a lot of that from him when dealing with the media.
Yeah, exactly. And everything that happened today in terms of press conference with those Monty and the media was kind of expected, right? Like Monty's been taken shots at for months now, even before the De'Aaron and Mike Brown situation. And then to finally face questions, he probably went in a little defensive, if you will,
yes,
before the press conference even started.
And it might be public relations 1A. maybe it's a simple thing to do, but it was the right thing to do to have the press conference with Monty so everybody could ask all the questions that they haven't asked yet about trade deadline and what you got back and should you got more and what happened with Mike Brown and what happened with De'Aaron Fox. Then the Zach LaVine thing was like, okay, welcome Zach LaVine.
Now it's
so
all about Zach LaVine. Yeah, that's why they did it.
Yeah.
And I was questioning it at first. I'm like, come on, man, why? And now Monty's got to have another press conference Friday or something or Saturday before the game.
Yeah,
got Valanciunas coming to town.
Mm-hmm. So his reputation is going to improve a lot the next few days, isn't it, Monty?
Yeah, I think
Kings
so.
fans.
Yeah, Jonas Valanciunas, man. This is a guy, 11.5 points, 8.2 rebounds this season, Whitey, and only, is this correct? 20.1 minutes. He's averaging 11 and 8 in 20 minutes. Think about that. That's what we need off the bench. Somebody that can average 11 and 8 off the bench.
Yeah,
that's a solid bench player for us coming forward.
I'm really curious to see how much we see he and Domas on the floor at the same time. I
right.
understand everything you said.
No.
You don't want to see it, but if it's available, they're going to have to see how it works.
We got to, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't like it for long stretches of time, especially defensively too. And then you look at offensively, we're trying to get up and down and fast pace. Mm-hmm. Are we changing our identity offensively? Now that's something we got to wait and see. But I think in a pinch against some of those bigger teams, a la Milwaukee, when we see them next month here at Golden One Center, you could roll that out.
Yeah. So Zach LaVine is not even the newest king anymore. We'll be back with more on today's big deal. And who knows, by the time we come back, maybe they will have done something else as well. It's a Drive Guys from the Gold One Center, Sacktown Sports.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it. And now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, Zach LaVine making his debut in a Kings uniform tonight. And as we were getting ready for that, we just got word a short time ago that the Kings have also made a deal with Washington, sending 2 second-round picks to the Wizards for Jonas Valanciunas.
And throw in CD Sissoko too.
That's right.
CD, I mean, the thing is,
no disrespect.
CD just met with the media today too.
Ain't that cold, Drapes?
That's cold, man. That's cold. Like my man got here now. He got 48 hours to get to Washington, and join that team.
Maybe he gets a chance to play there.
Does he
Maybe.
get to keep the jersey? Right?
No,
Should
we're
he
going to
wanna
need that
keep the
back.
jersey?
We're going to need that back.
Sorry, CD. CD. I like CD, man. I called. He was in the California Classic a couple years ago, and I got to call a couple of his games. So, but this is a huge day, man.
I know.
This is a great day for Sacramento basketball.
Yeah, and I already was thinking. I said yesterday it's hard to find a day to compare today to, and now it's like forget it. There's never been a day quite like this.
I can't
in Kings
remember
history.
I'm trying to think. When you add two legit high-level NBA players, like there's a reason why, and let's call it what it was too, Whitey. When we were getting our butts kicked by the Pelicans, Valanciunas was a big part of that too. It wasn't just Herb Jones and those guys and Trey Murphy. Valanciunas was giving us the business.
Yeah,
and now he's on our squad.
Could you and Jay, and I know you just talked about it a little bit a brief time ago, but could you and Jay explain what you saw the last time the Wizards were here? I mean, just how friendly Domas and Jonas Valanciunas are. Jay, I know you said you saw them. They were hanging out after the game with each other and with each other's families for, what'd you say, like 45 minutes or something?
Yeah, after the game, went down there to, salute my bro, Doug Christie, on the win, and just hanging back. And, amongst the friends and family down there, DeMontis was talking to Valanciunas for easily, which felt like an hour. Waiting on Doug takes easily 45 minutes to an hour. And pretty much the whole entire time after the team and the availability for the Kings in the tunnel, the family tunnel, they were literally all family. You could definitely tell they were super comfortable. You could definitely tell they had a lot of friendship, if not familyhood. Kids were running around. Everything looked fantastic. And so I think there's great chemistry, just like I believe Zach LaVine and DeMar. We heard Zach LaVine talk about it today. I saw that with Jonas, and I also saw that with DeMontis. So I think he's going to be welcome to Sacramento with open arms.
And he's a fit. I mean, he fits what they needed. Zach LaVine, too, as far as his shooting. You've got guys who aren't just, wow, that's a good player, but they address some of your needs.
Right. And that's the thing. We've been begging for size and length, right? You just said it, 6'11" and 7'6" wingspan. A guy that can rebound the basketball, some toughness around the basket.
A lot of toughness.
He's not going to be pushed around out there. And so this is a win, no doubt, for the Sacramento Kings. And all you had to give up is CD Sissoko and 2 second-round picks for a high-level rotation player. I mean, there won't be any DMP CDs when it comes to Valanciunas.
No.
He's going to be out there 20 minutes a night.
I still think one of the reasons a lot of people are less than satisfied with the return is because they were so focused on the Spurs and what you got back from the Spurs. And Monty kind of said it today. He talked about how we got what we wanted, which to me just cements the idea that what they wanted was LaVine. They wouldn't, they could have gotten Stephon Castle, great, but they weren't as concerned with Keldon Johnson or Devin Vassell. The guy they wanted was Zach LaVine. So that's one reason they didn't get more from the Spurs. They didn't especially want those guys.
Yeah, and when we talk about deals that we would make and everything like that, we got to remember, they may not value them the same way we do. They may not be high on Sohan. They may not be high on Devin Vassell. And Castle, I don't believe San Antonio was ever interested in trading.
I agree.
So, and so we got to take that into account. Zach LaVine is a guy, especially when you look at what we want to be offensively. He checks all the boxes offensively for us. And we know this organization has been in love with Zach LaVine. We know there have been rumblings in the past about Zach LaVine.
Going way back.
Way back, even before Monty and those guys. And so, I think listening to him talk today, they view LaVine as the prize of this trade. This is a guy they targeted and wanted it.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Dallas with Anthony Davis. I know it was a bad trade. I get it for Luka. But Nico Harrison was enamored with Anthony Davis. That was the guy he targeted. I think Sacramento targeted Zach LaVine.
There's a story going around now that Nico Harrison doesn't want to be a GM for much longer. If I'm a Dallas fan and I read that, I'm like, no, I don't know if it's true. But also, what do you make of the news now? Just broke shortly before we started. Kevin Durant, not interested in going to Golden State.
And rightfully so. Who would want to go there and play with Draymond right now, especially after the way things ended? I'm glad he's not. I was scared, Whitey. I was like, damn, no way they're going to get KD again. But things ended so badly there for him in Golden State. Still love between him and Steph, but that Draymond thing, come on, man. He doesn't want to be a part of that again.
Yeah.
And so
maybe they get Jimmy Butler now.
Who, Golden State?
Maybe.
That doesn't scare me, though. Like, Jimmy Butler, solid player, but he's not the same dude that led Miami to the finals. And can you imagine him and Draymond on the same team? Those huge, like if things go south and sour, like that would be so volatile. And so go ahead, get Jimmy Butler. We got our boy Zach LaVine and Valanciunas.
Get your popcorn. Yeah, the Kings' interest in Zach LaVine, it actually dates PD, pre-Draper, right? It goes
pre-Monty also.
Yeah.
PM, pre-Monty. That was a Vlade Divac. I think that was, what year was that?
That was 18.
18?
Right around
18.
18, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, that was before I got here, obviously. But I'm excited to see him, man. I'm excited to see him, and here's the thing. Doing my research on Zach LaVine and just his relationship with DeMar DeRozan, those two are tight off the court too.
Yeah,
like they just weren't just teammates; like they were friends.
Yeah, I don't know where the narrative started that they didn't fit together,
right?
And there was no chemistry. I mean, it's like, wow, those guys really love each other.
Yeah, and I read a quote where Zach said he's never felt more confident playing alongside a teammate than when he did with DeMar DeRozan.
They were all stars together.
Right, exactly. And then we know what happened with Lonzo getting hurt and things, in terms of record-wise went south, but it was never because those two guys couldn't vibe together.
Yeah, that first year they were together, I believe they had one of the best records in the league the first half of the year. Then they kind of stumbled. They won 46. They were out in the first round. But the notion that, those two guys, it didn't work there. All right, they didn't win a playoff series. So, yeah, I guess you could say, well, they didn't achieve their ultimate goal, but it wasn't like total dysfunction. They actually played very well together at times when they and the rest of the team were healthy. Whose team is it now? If it was De'Aaron Fox's team, and maybe that has to sort itself out, whose team do you think it's going to be? Or does that even matter with this team?
How about this, Whitey? Because I knew we were going this route, and I thought about this earlier today and on the drive-in. It might be Doug Christie's team. And here's why. And I'm all for that.
That's a cop-out of an answer.
No, not at all. Not at all. Whose team is the Houston Rockets?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ime Udoka. He's the boss out there. So that's how I envision our Sacramento Kings being. It's like we got a collective. It doesn't have to be one guy. Like we don't just have one guy. We don't have the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the LeBron, the Luka, and everything like that. We talked about it yesterday. We're going to have a collective of guys that are just a high-level basketball players.
I suspect that in the short term, it might end up being DeMar's team. I mean, it sure looked like that down the stretch against Minnesota. But I'm with you. Ultimately, I don't think it matters.
Right.
The fact that you have 3 or 4 guys that you could look at and say, maybe it's his team. I mean, that's a good, I don't even want to say problem to have.
Right.
But you're in a good shape roster-wise. We're all of a sudden the Kings now. We don't have to look at the Kings and, well, what do you got, 6 guys?
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I look at a team like the Celtics. Whose team is it? I think
Tatum's.
From the outside, it's Tatum's. But when you look at the people and the vibe on the inside, Jaylen Brown thinks it's his. Like it's more of a collective. I think the media and everybody outside that organization wants to anoint it as Jason Tatum's team. But I don't think those guys are concerned about anything like that. Like that's why, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have been vibing so well together. It's not whose team is it or anything. There's not a pecking order. You look at it, and I could pull it up here. I would imagine JB might even take more shots than Tatum, or it might even be equal. And so I look at them and say it's a collective. And I think that's where can it be a 1A and a 1B here in Sacramento?
We'll answer some of your questions here. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140, and in the chat and on the text line to drive, guys. It's already been such a busy day here, and we're just getting started. We're hours from game time. The more the dust settles, the better the Fox deal looks for the Kings. More on that when we come back. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal and every detail matters. Check out the new Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models and see the difference a Napoleon makes. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel, boasting absolute quality. Napoleon knows that the smallest details add up to make a big difference when curating your perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey, it's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and the regular season is over, but the high hand bonuses, those are not. $500 per primetime football game, whether it's weekend, Monday night, whatever it may be. And those bonuses available until the season ends, including the big game on February 9th. Capital Casino, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This 49er injury report is brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. After an injury-plagued 2024 season, which ended 6-11 and out of the playoffs, the 49ers will focus on getting healthy in the offseason. Running backs Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, and Isaac Guerrero all suffered season-ending injuries. Left tackle Trent Williams' ankle kept him out late in the year, and Brock Purdy missed the season finale with a hurt elbow. 49ers hope to enter 2025 with a full roster back intact.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Too much show, not enough time today, right? Yeah. We're with you till game night takes over at 5:30, and so much going on. Zach LaVine getting ready for his debut after his press conference today. We had Monty's press conference. Then we just found out as we were tipping off our show, Jonas Valanciunas is coming to the Kings. I just got this text from Jerry Reynolds. He says, yeah, with 2 thumbs up. So very exciting time and a lot of good questions here on the Chateau. Represent asks, Whitey Drapes, how does this affect our salary cap? I'm not sure. I know they did not use the trade exception. They still have that in their pocket. And what'd you say? How much does Valanciunas make?
He's at 9.9.
Okay.
This year, signed a 3-year, $30 million deal. So he still has 2 more years after this. And I think the trade of De'Aaron Fox and getting Zach LaVine
got him way under.
Yeah, got him under.
Yeah.
Exactly. So and we still have that $16.8 million trade exception. So I don't think this hampers us from, making other moves going forward.
Should I read this one from Nick and Rippin? We getting a city statue outside G1C?
Oh, a little CD that. Along with Robin Lopez. Just give me some other guys who
Jason Terry.
So that would be hilarious.
Yeah,
right?
People also wondering, does Valanciunas, does he start? Probably doesn't start, does he?
Yeah, I can't see him starting. I mean, who's he starting over? Keegan Murray? Are we moving Keegan to the bench? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's our backup center, our backup big. And you could say now we may have two of the biggest backup bigs in the league with
that's right.
Alex Lynn and Valanciunas.
Bruisers.
Right? My gosh. We got some girth there at the center
Hello.
spot.
Yeah.
So, no,
I can talk to you about girth.
I knew you were going to do it, Jay. I knew you were going to do it.
Fellas, does this and I know we're speculating, but that's what we do. Does this open up the trade, I guess, portal for Alex Lynn? Because I mean,
yeah,
Jonas and Alex are the same player, aren't they?
Yeah,
for the most part,
possibly.
Yeah, I think Jonas is offensively more gifted, of course.
But you also still have that trade exception that you could use.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so technically you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to move on from Alex Lynn. I would keep Alex Lynn unless you're looking at Isaac Jones as our third string 5, but I think you need 3 bona fide centers on the team. So I would keep Alex.
Alex Lynn is probably worth more to you than he is to anybody else because he's been here a while.
Right.
At least there's equity. And to other teams, he's just like maybe salary filler. So,
yes.
Yeah. If you don't have to, why would you deal him? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's talk to Clayton. Drive Guys here. Clayton, you're on with Drive Guys. What's up? Oh,
he left? Okay.
He out of here.
Yeah. LB. What's up, LB? Welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up, man? Whitey, Drake, Jay, man, we got a spot. We time for Sacktown to represent. Man, we got a squad, and I'm so happy for tonight's game. We're going to see Zach LaVine, and I'm just so super juiced with this trade, and I think now that we can I think the intro music should be a good day, man, with Ice Cube, because it's like today is a good day.
Yeah, you're cutting out us a little bit. Yeah,
like the beam. Have Zach like the beam tonight if we get the win, and I think Sabonis should be at the 4, not at the starter, but like in the game. During the game, put him at the 4, and yeah. And one thing I think when we play the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope Zach LaVine just dunks on Fox. You know what I mean?
There's probably a good chance of that happening.
Yeah, very good chance.
Very good chance.
So De'Aaron's making his debut with the Spurs tonight too, huh?
Yeah, he is, and he's doing a lot of talking down there in San Antonio too. Met with the press today and everything, and it's crazy because it seems like he's turned the page pretty quick too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've turning the page quickly now with LaVine and Valanciunas moves, and it seems like he's turned the page quickly as well.
I want to ask you something about what Monty said today when he was talking about the trade. He mentioned at one point, well, we felt it was time based on the messages we were getting publicly and privately, right? Didn't that seem a little odd? The more I think about it, I think he was saying they were leaking stuff. Don't you think that's kind of what he's saying? He's talking about messages publicly and privately. I think he's suggesting, they got a little leaky there on us, and that didn't make it any easier.
Or is he talking about the Draymond Green podcast and stuff like that?
Yeah, that could have been.
I
mean, it could have been.
You got all your conspiracies here.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and play it, Jeff.
Yeah. Let's read into this.
I mean, really, I think anytime, a player of that caliber, you get closer to the end of the contract. We've offered extensions, as we talked about. Anytime there's a transaction window, we revisit, how do we handle this? And I think at this point with, a year and a half left, we decided, with the public and private indications we were getting, that this was the time to at least explore the market. At the same time, I think we got, a return we're excited about. And so that's why we pulled the trigger.
That's why this is such an accomplishment already for the Kings, because the whole De'Aaron Fox thing was your best player calling out your organization. Basically, your best player saying, I don't know if I want to stay here. That was before the season started. That's like, okay. Then he doubles down on it and basically is saying, I don't know if I want to stay here because I don't think you guys know what you're doing. So then you have to spin them off and you get pieces back. And remember, he left and he called out your organization. But already the team has turned this around. We'll see how it goes. It depends how it works out. But with the whole world looking at you like, yeah, we thought, Kangs is going to Kangs, and De'Aaron Fox even says it. There was a lot on the line, and the Kings have turned this moment of some trepidation into a night where at least the fans are feeling very positive about things. That doesn't get you anything, but in the short term, that alone, to me, is an accomplishment.
No, I agree. I mean, the court of public opinion, the PR side of things, it was pretty dark and bleak there for a minute. Like, even when you traded De'Aaron Fox, it was like, that's all we got. Didn't even get the Charlotte pick. We got 2 second rounders with that Charlotte pick, basically. And so how quickly things have changed. You pivot, you get Zach LaVine. You hear some of the comments De'Aaron Fox is making down there with the Spurs right now. You're hearing, we get Valanciunas. It's definitely a sense of optimism, I feel.
Yeah.
Whereas, and somebody said it, I think it was in the YouTube chat, yesterday it felt like a funeral. Today it feels like a rebirth.
Yeah.
Like we're born again out here. And so, and we still have room, like 2.5 million under the cap, that trade exception as well, to actually add another substantial rotation guy.
Yeah, and the deadline is what is it? Like 22 hours away?
22 hours away tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah.
And so we'll just be gearing up to come on air tomorrow. Team is in Portland, but there could be more moves to be made. And Whitey, real quick too.
Yes.
You got the buyout market still. Like
Yeah.
you, even after the trade deadline, you can make some moves. I look at our roster. I still believe we have 2 open roster spots, because getting rid of CD Sissoko and just bringing in Valanciunas, that's a 1-for-1. And so we still have a couple of open roster spots.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. How you feeling today? Things all of a sudden looking up for Kings fans. Let's see what Jacob thinks. Jacob, you're on the drive, guys. What can we do for you?
How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
What's going on?
Honestly, it's a 180 from a week ago, or whenever De'Aaron got traded. If we could trade for a wing, I think it would change everything. But I just wanted to get your guys' input on something. We keep saying things like, oh, we're $16 million with a trade exception. Can you maybe explain that a little bit better for people? Because it gets a little confusing. I get confused sometimes too, what that means for that trade exception, because the NBA salary cap sometimes is really confusing.
Yeah, you want to take a whack at that?
I'll tell you what, that last comment, the salary cap is confusing. Like, it's
baffling.
It's first apron, second apron, tax, and everything like
for
that.
For years now, when you have a trade in the NBA, it's like, what do you think? I don't know. I'm going to have to study it for about 3 hours and get back.
Let me get Bobby Marks on the phone.
Yeah.
Basically, we have $16.8 million to use to acquire a player, and it won't basically count against us. Like it's like an exception to the rule,
right?
You can go over the cap, if you will.
Yeah. What's the cap? How much money is this guy going to cast? Here's $16.8 million.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
it's an
about
exception.
it.
It doesn't count against it. Yeah. But you can only use it at one time.
Yeah. You can only use it one time for one player. You can't include it in any other deals. You can't use it on multiple players. It's like a 1-for-1. So when you have that, who's making $16.8 million and under? Jordan Clarkson, Bobby Portis, who I don't think we're going to be in on anymore. That's how you use that. And you only get 1 year to use it also. If you don't use it, it expires. It's like a get out of jail free card almost here. Here's $16.8 million, Sacramento. Use it on whatever player you want to get. But it's a trade exception. It's not like you can absorb somebody on the buyout market using that.
Yeah, but it's a nice, handy tool to have at your disposal.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's large enough too, Whitey.
Right.
It's large enough where, you know what? You can get a pretty damn good player. And remember, yesterday we were talking about the how many trade exceptions the Kings have. I got it right here. We have one from Sasha, $6.3 million. Davion, $547,000. Chris Duarte, $5.8 million. Jalen McDaniels of $4.7 million. And now the Kevin Huerter trade, $16.8 million.
Yeah. It'd be great if you could combine all those.
Combine
By
all
rule,
that,
you can't
right?
do that. So
It would be
16.8
nice.
is a significant.
That's a big
sum.
one. That's a
Yeah.
biggie.
How about George joining us here on Sacktown Sports? Hello, George. What's up?
Hey, you guys, I am extremely elated.
I was really in the dumps a week ago, and now I have a smile on my face. You guys do not understand. Valanciunas, in a couple of games, had Sabonis lunch. He is that good. He was that good. And now, if you guys wanted to give me an early Christmas gift, I will trade DeMar DeRozan with a first or a couple of seconds and get myself Cam Johnson. Now, DeMar DeRozan is Zach LaVine's light. Or better yet, Zach LaVine is DeMar DeRozan Ultra. You don't need a duplicate. You've got the Ultra. Let's trade the light and keep the Ultra. What do you guys think?
Yeah, well, first of all, you said early Christmas present. Dude, it's not even Valentine's Day.
We only a month after Christmas,
This
right?
was Christmas.
Christmas was 5 weeks ago. He already looking for another present.
Even I'm the biggest Cam Johnson fan outside of his family on the planet.
Would you do that?
Even I don't want to trade DeRozan
Exactly.
for Cam Johnson right now.
DeRozan has proven his worth in spades here in Sacramento. We don't win that game the other night in Minnesota. DeRozan's not the problem. Like, to me, having DeRozan gives us something that nobody else on this roster can give us, like his style of play. You get Cam, I feel like Cam will come here and just blend in, if you will. He'll just be one of the guys. To me, DeMar DeRozan is a franchise-level player. I don't view Cam in that same way.
Right. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's amazing how quickly this thing has turned around. We talked last year about, what a roller coaster.
Yep.
What is this then? This is incredible. More on the brand new king. Not the guy that's playing tonight. He's not even the newest king.
Yeah.
You got Zach LaVine making his debut tonight. You got the Kings having just acquired Jonas Valanciunas. More on all that when we come back to the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Discover unbeatable value at Folsom Buick GMC's President's Day sale. Enjoy a 20-year, 200,000-mile powertrain warranty for lasting peace of mind. Lease the 2025 GMC Sierra EV for just $859 per month. Limited stock available. Save up to $12,750 on the Sierra Denali. Offers end March 3rd, 2025. Visit Folsom Buick GMC, your EV headquarters for power, performance, and savings. Call now before these deals are gone.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-235-5588. That's 800-235-5588. 800-235-5588.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emron Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The good news? Now that you've lost the excess weight, InShape Fitness is here to help you maintain your new look with everything from fitness classes to full-length mirrors to admire your new self. We are InShape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
Excuse me, Monty, during media day, I specifically asked you about roster balance, specifically with length. You pointed to McDaniels and Len as two players that provided length. McDaniels, of course, did make it at training camp. Len has had multiple DNPs, isn't getting significant minutes, as you would say. Do you still have a plan to address the length issues that you guys have within this roster imbalance?
Yeah, certainly. Something we're looking to do.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Oh, Monty. Yeah, when I heard that, I thought, oh, he's got something going on.
Got something cooking.
Yeah, the Kings acquiring Jonas Valanciunas today. In the Chateau, Yama Sultani asks, did we get Vucevic? Better than that, right?
I think better fit for this team. A better defender, better rebounder. I think, a little more size, if you will. 7'6" wingspan. Yeah, I like this move a lot for us.
Yeah. I think Jonas Valanciunas addresses some of the Kings' needs better than Vucevic would have. And I like Vucevic. We'll see where he goes. Besides, if they got Vucevic, then we basically would be the Bulls West, right?
Right.
That'd happen.
And then get Lonzo out there, too.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now.
This is interesting. You've probably seen this from De'Aaron Fox earlier this afternoon. Fox said that during all the trade rumors, he texted Stephon Castle to let him know he didn't want him to be traded. He wanted to play with him. I don't blame him, but it's pretty clear De'Aaron Fox had one foot there, and I don't even know if the other foot was in Sacramento.
Yeah, it's sounding more and more like, even going into the season, we had heard some rumblings about De'Aaron Fox's future in Sacramento, and it sounds like. Yeah, let me ask you this though, because there, De'Aaron Fox and Jay, you tell me, De'Aaron Fox has a new sneaker ad out there, and at the end it shows him holding, a boot, like cowboy boot, if you will.
Ooh,
and
really?
And that came out like the day the trade was kind of announced, or the next day.
Huh?
And I did somebody edit that or something, or is it fake? I saw that and I'm like, how the hell you got that? Like, if you weren't,
somebody's been working on this for a while,
right? That's maybe I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Don't quote me. I know everybody else has seen it out there floating on social media, the new De'Aaron Fox ad. But I'm like, why is he holding the cowboy boot? When did he have time to shoot that? If this wasn't already in the back of your mind at some point, just in case you get dealt to San Antonio, we got this available for you.
I think the Kings did very well in the deal. And I know initially I was like a lot of people, a little underwhelmed, but as I tweeted on Sunday, well, let's see what they do now. And I think they've done very well. The more the dust settles, the better the trade where it looks, especially when you consider, like what Dallas got back for Luka.
Yeah, I agree. And, and you still have 2 first-round picks. Who knows what those turn into? Like, how Basketball Reference has the trade, like, in the future, it might be Valanciunas, LaVine, the number 3 overall pick. And, like, it could be a really massive haul and turn out really well for Sacramento. And so we got to let it play out. But I still expect them to maybe even make one more move before the deadline.
I do too. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. How you feeling about things now? Let's talk to E-Man on Sacktown Sports. How you doing, E-Man?
Yeah, man. I am so happy. All I gotta say is, we going through the tip. We going through the tip. Oh yeah. Hey. You know what? I'm ready to light that beam. Light that beam, yada, light that beam, yada. Man, I'm just excited. We had all these people talking about, don't get me wrong. It's like breaking up with a old girlfriend. She want to be with you. Hey, kick rock. We don't want you in Sacktown no more. You don't want to be with Sack. Hey, and now we got a new girlfriend. We got a couple new girlfriends. I don't know. I'm happy, man.
Good for you. It's good to be happy. It's going to be interesting to see how De'Aaron plays tonight. What's your level of interest in that?
Yeah, I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see how.
I'm not rooting against him.
No, I'm just intrigued.
Much.
Yeah, I'm just not that much, right?
And I'm rooting against the Spurs, man.
You not rooting against the Spurs?
No,
Jay?
I said I am rooting against the Spurs.
Okay,
it ain't necessarily about a personal situation. I want nobody else to win.
Right.
I ain't got no love for nobody. If you're not rocking with my squad, I'm not rocking with your squad.
No,
There's a difference between that.
Yeah, exactly. And we're battling for position with the San Antonio Spurs. They're a threat, to us making the playoffs. And so I'll keep an eye on some of the numbers out there. What time they're in Atlanta? So they
play early. Yeah, they play early. 4 o'clock our time.
4 o'clock. Yeah, exactly. So I'll keep an eye on that. No doubt about it. I forgot also, Valanciunas and DeMar played together in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, Valanciunas started his career in Toronto. And so let me see, how many years did they play together? I think.
Was DeMar there? Yeah.
DeMar left in 2018. Valanciunas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons together.
Wow.
In Toronto. How about that?
Good call right there. Good work, detective.
Yep, I got you on.
By the way, according to Bobby Marks, and thank you, I think, Jay, thanks for sending this. Sacramento is using most of their $12.8 million non-tax mid-level exception, the MLE, to acquire Jonas Valanciunas. So that was a question earlier. How does this affect the cap? They're using one of their mid-level exceptions, one of their exceptions, so it doesn't count against their cap. And sources tell ESPN the Kings are sending a 2028 Denver second and their own second in 2029 to Washington.
Good trade. And how about that? This is another thing, too.
Good use of assets.
Right. And I thought the narrative was, Monty and those guys, they're not even using their mid-level exception. They won't use it and everything like that. Well, they were just waiting for the right player.
Yeah.
And, you still got some cap space now.
And you still have the 16.
Yeah, the
right?
16.8.
Yeah.
I would be looking at a wing player, maybe a 3 or 4 guy, or a backup point guard. Like when we try to figure out who's the next domino to fall,
yes,
those are the guys I'm looking at.
Yeah, because clearly this isn't just a matter of, that guy's available and we like him, get him. It's a matter of, it's methodical Monty. Right?
Yes.
Who is going to address our needs?
Exactly.
Yes.
And at the salary that fits under that exception.
Mm-hmm. How about Clayton? Clayton wasn't able to join us earlier. Clayton, you're on the drive, guys. What's up?
It's good. Hey, this is 49er Clay from the old Shadow Club days. How you doing?
Oh, wow. Good. Yeah.
20 years ago, right? So
right,
I'm calling. I basically, it's been at least 20 years. I remember being a regular on back then, but I haven't called in about 15 years. So I decided to make this call due to the fact that the trade obviously has worked out for the best of the Kings, but before, I don't understand the fans, and even, I'll be honest with you, Carmichael Dave's reaction with LaVine, like he was some throw-in player with a couple first-round picks. And I was a little frustrated listening to a lot of the fans' responses. I mean, LaVine is solid. The problem with with Fox is if you take away his layups, what is his true field goal percentage? It's probably in the 30% range. He has a very sketchy mid-range shot. He did against New York. Last game, against Rudy Gobert, though, I would say is a true sign of why we need a big guy to back up Sabonis. When he got 4 fouls in the third quarter, we needed to have a big man out there. They went on an 11-2 run, right? But back to Fox, if you look at just his quality and body of work this year alone, I mean, he in the fourth quarter, he pressed the ball a lot. He tried to make things happen. He's always looking for a foul shot, and he doesn't get the calls a lot. So then he gets frustrated in his own head, and he turns over the ball. So in the fourth quarter, I on one hand can count how many games he cost us by taking a forced-up shot, looking for a foul, turning to the refs, looking for a bailout call, and getting frustrated. Look at how many times he did that this year alone and cost us games. Then when he went out and we went on that 7-0 run without him, it really should open up a lot of people's eyes to see how moving the ball around a lot better will create more opportunities. Yep. Fox killed the Kings. I have never been a Fox fan. The reality is if you have somebody right now who can do a quick assessment of field goals versus layups and see what he really shot this year, it would probably blow your mind. I bet you it's in the 20% range. He's not a good shooter.
Thank you, Clayton. It's great to hear from you. Long live the 5 o'clock shadows. You're right. I mean, Zach LaVine is a much better perimeter shooter than De'Aaron Fox. That's the one area in which De'Aaron Fox still needs to improve. Right. How about Zach LaVine? In what areas could he improve? I mean, we could talk about, Clayton says, I can't believe what Carmichael Davis is saying. We don't have time to get into that, do we?
No, and Dave's going to be negative no matter what. He's Dave is perpetually walks around with a rain cloud following him.
Yeah. Remember last year at the deadline, or we were asking him, I don't want anybody.
I know. It's like, dude, come on, man. Zach LaVine is a baller, multiple-time All-Star, Olympian, gold medalist. What are we talking about here?
Right. What we're talking about is Zach LaVine and the newest king, Jonas Valanciunas, and we'll roll on with that next from the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Magic. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Slayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game, facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
All your refund is belong to me.
Using the power of Tax Slayer like a secret power-up he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop at his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Oh, not fair. You use Tax Slayer.
Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair? What do you mean? Does it not look good? It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret. No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic. Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous. I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going? I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley's support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
It was 1879 when the first President's Day was established, and it's been a holiday ever since. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. I'm guessing when the Keys family opened the first Naturewood Home Furnishing store in 1948, a President's Day sale was not top of the mind. But the family probably celebrated the holiday with a picnic and a big slice of cherry pie. The store name Naturewood was selected to reflect the quality of the wood furniture for sale. And that focus on quality continues today with brands like FlexSteel, Trailway, Stickley, Fusion Designs, Stanton, and many, many more. The Naturewood Home Furnishings President's Day sale is the perfect time for you to find the right accent piece for your living room, a new bed for your bedroom, or to completely refurnish your entire home. See all the fine furniture and accessories on sale with Naturewood's President's Day sale. Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with memories for tomorrow. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends over at Jiffy Lube, and they want to show some customer love this month with their February oil change deals you can find online today. Visit jiffylube.com and find a service center near you to see these sweetheart deals, get it, during the month of February. Here's what you do. Drive into savings at jiffylube.com today and let yourself save in the month of February. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
I got drip for sale. I got drip for sale. I got drip for sale.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
He's making his Kings debut tonight. We also found out that Jonas Valanciunas will be joining the Sacramento Kings. Is there more to come with the deadline noon tomorrow? How about this on X from our own Alan Stiles?
Stiles.
I'm hearing the hope is a 3-and-D wing for Sacramento to complete the retooled new look Kings.
Okay.
Hearing the hope? It's not really. Not exactly. Whoa, Jesus.
Hard hitting
exactly
journalism right there.
You ain't standing on it?
Yo, your boy Alan, man.
Just trying to get into it,
No,
baby.
exactly.
Don't mess up, Alan.
Tweet just to be tweeting, man. It's like, dude.
Who are you hearing it from? And if it's just a hope, what are we really
A
talking
hope.
about? Yeah. But I think he's right.
He's hearing the hope.
Yeah. We're hearing a lot of hope here today. Let's be honest, over the last few weeks, we haven't heard a lot of hope from Kings fans, have we?
No, we have
a lot of fear and trepidation, and today we're hearing a lot of hope.
Yep. Oh, I'm looking at more De'Aaron Fox stuff. I just lost it, man. Sorry. I saw something. I think somebody said Fox was texting Spurs players during all the rumors and everything, and I lost it though.
I think that's well, yeah. I think
anything
that people are looking at what he said about I was telling or maybe texting.
Oh,
Castle,
right?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that is kind of a. All right,
it's kind of a what?
It's a bad look, man. It is looking worse and worse each day, man. I'm gonna turn the page on the Fox here. I'm turning the page. I'm moving on, Whitey. I don't need to know anymore. I don't need to know anymore. Because the more that comes out, the more I'm just like,
it's Sacramento. We're still talking about the Chris Webber trade. We're going to be talking about. I mean, even if everything works out great, we're still going to be talking about the De'Aaron Fox deal for a long time.
Yeah, I guess
that's what we do here.
But you know what it is though, Whitey, about the De'Aaron Fox situation. For so long, a lot of us have held Fox up on this pedestal. And it seems like over the last 36, 48 hours or whatever, it's not looking as good in the light.
Emperor has no clothes.
Yeah. I don't want Fox needs to don't talk about don't talk about the trade anymore. Let's just move on. Let bygones be bygones.
A couple days ago we heard somebody said Zach LaBeam.
You liking
that? Zach LaBeam, and we were
Zach LaBeam.
Yeah, we were going around and around with that. Some people like it, other people aren't so sure. It was definitely better than this one that I just saw on X. Jonas, Sacramento Valley, and Shunas. It's like no,
what?
Jonas,
that's a little too much. That's a little too much.
Valley and Shunas. Yeah, sometimes you can try too hard, huh?
Yeah. That's Who texted that? Alan Styles? That sounds like
He cold blood, man.
I'm just saying.
You said it, but I was thinking it.
Right, you were thinking it, right? Oh,
That's our
man,
guy. That's our guy, Alan Styles.
Kyle,
339.
press pause.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Jay Sean has been hanging on. Jay Sean, how excited are you today?
We're just ecstatic, man. This is hope and chemistry. You got all these guys that played together in the past. This is all coming together. I think it's very positive. And it brought up a memory of the other dream team, which was a documentary about the independence of Lithuania. And their first draft pick was Valanciunas, Toronto, 2011. And it dealt with the breakup of the Soviet Union and how the Lithuanian team came and beat the Russians at the time of the Dream Team in 1992. They came in and won the bronze.
Hey, Jay Sean, pardon me,
Yeah.
but isn't that when the Grateful Dead gave them the tie-dyed uniforms to wear?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good, what's a Spick? Mark Spears.
Yeah.
Mark Spears, and they
Yeah.
donated that all to charity and also to fund the team.
Mm-hmm.
That was an incredible documentary, and it dealt with Sabonis's father and how fantastic a player he was, lightning quick. And then the Soviets kind of ground him down. They worked those guys to death, Marcellonis and those guys, in winning, trying to win.
Yes,
but it was a huge coup for Lithuania.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Glad you're excited, and thanks for reminding us of that. And of course, Šarūnas Maršalonis was a Sacramento King, and he was a member of a Kings playoff team.
Maršalonis, one of the games.
He was
great.
tough. He was
tough,
off.
right?
Yeah. How about Mark here on Sacktown Sports? Hey, Mark, how are you today?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm doing fine. I have a theory about Drake's brought up the commercial with the De'Aaron holding up cowboy boots. Remember a couple of weeks ago, or maybe not even a couple of weeks, 10 days ago, when they played Brooklyn, and the team had a really ritzy team dinner. Everybody was there. Their wives were there. The only person missing from that dinner was De'Aaron. Now, if you're in New York, with Madison Avenue right there, he probably ducked out, shot that commercial. That's my theory.
Okay.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. I mean, where else would he have been? I mean, come on now. I mean, that team was gelling at the right time. They'd won like 5 or 6 in a row, feeling good on that trip, going to Brooklyn, thump them. Right? So it was
I love a good conspiracy. I'll go with it, Mark. But to your point, Drapes, I think this is where you're going now with CGI and all that stuff. I mean, you never know. Have stuff that you see that never actually really happened.
Yep. Exactly. It's like, is this real or not? Like, anybody can do stuff at home now, nowadays. And so I'm a look at the commercial even closer, if you will, Whitey, and see if I can, maybe it's from like what if Curry Brand actually put it out? Like, if it's from their account or something like that.
Have you noticed that since the pandemic, there are TV commercials now, like the Aflac ones with primetime Deion Sanders and Nick Saban. And you can tell they're not actually both there.
They're not there, right?
Yeah. It's like they did part of it with one and then part of it with the other, and then they make it look like they're not there. So you don't know what to believe anymore. Jay had, I think, the best point here about De'Aaron Fox as we talk about De'Aaron. What did he do? What was he? Was he really committed here? And you root against him. Hey, he's on the Spurs now. And as Jay said, you look at the standings right now.
Right.
And the Spurs are one of the teams creeping up on the Kings from behind or bearing down on them. We want them to lose every game.
Every game. And it has nothing to do with De'Aaron Fox or anything like that. It's, we want them to lose before they even got De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
And no, you're right. It's, they're a team, especially now. Like, to me, first half of the season, they were a good story. They're not quite ready yet,
I agree.
Now it's like, oh, shoot. They're actually taking a step to being a contender. Of course, we want them to lose. Lose every game.
Every game. Nothing against De'Aaron. Want you to lose every game. You see who won again last night?
Portland.
Yeah. What's going on?
Dude, I'm nervous.
5 in a row?
9 out of 10. The hottest team in the league.
And you got them on a back-to-back tomorrow night.
And they beat Phoenix twice in a row. And we know Phoenix got some issues, but still. And we got them tomorrow night. That's going to be a tough game. This is a tough back-to-back here, Whitey. We haven't even talked about Orlando, who's licking some wounds after getting beat by the Warriors. But I feel like because the trades have happened, we can get back to playing Doug Christie basketball. Like, when we won 7 in a row, looking good and everything like that. The 2 losses that we had, 3, I think it was, on that road trip, where we just didn't look ourselves, where we just, that was because of the rumors. Picking up that win against Minnesota looked more like us. And now you got Zach LaVine. We're a better position today to handle this back-to-back and get it tonight and tomorrow.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You want to shoot us a text? You want to participate in the conversation? You can also hit us up, of course, in the chateau on YouTube. When we come back, we'll look at Zach LaVine, how he can make the Kings better and how he can get better. And before we go to break, I just want to say we're celebrating tonight Black History Month.
Yes.
At the Golden One. And I just want to say it makes me very sad that the NFL has decided to remove the slogan "End Racism" from the end zones.
Yeah, what did they change?
It's I think "Choose Love."
Yeah,
which is, how can anyone in their right mind not be behind the idea of ending racism? What is going on?
Choose love. There's no teeth to that. It's disappointing.
So it's very sad.
It's a lot happening in this world.
That's true. That's true. We'll leave that there. We'll come back with more on the Kings and this big day as they get ready to take on the Orlando Magic. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Magic. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Take a seat in the lap of luxury. Earn entries daily with a qualifying hand on your favorite table games. Then join us every Thursday for a chance at luxury watches, bags, and more. It all leads to our grand finale drawing on February 28th with your chance to drive off in a brand new Porsche Macan. Visit skyriver.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Right now at Wendy's, get 2 of these fave items for just $7. The spicier classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. It's an incredible deal, but an insanely difficult choice. Do you go double chicky sando, both spicy and classic, 1 beefy and 1 chicky? Or maybe you go all in on one and go Nug Max. 2 faves for just $7? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Select a request 2 for $7 deal to redeem. Not valid in a combo or with saucy nugs. Single item at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Once again, for those who missed it, here's what the Kings gave up to get Jonas Valanciunas, according to Bobby Marks. Sacramento using most of their $12.8 million non-tax mid-level exception to acquire the $9.9 million salary of Jonas Valanciunas. Sources telling ESPN the Kings also sending 2028 Denver second and their own second in 2029 to Washington in exchange for the Lithuanian, who we knew that he and Domas are very close, but Drapes did the research. It's like, duh, some of us, I know I had forgotten that Jonas and DeMar DeRozan go way back.
Yeah, 6 seasons together in Toronto, I think it was. And so think about it, man. Just if you're DeMar too, you get some former teammates here. You feel more comfortable now. Did you see the video the Kings put out of
I've not seen it yet.
DeMar and
I did see that.
And Zach LaVine
Yes,
reuniting and everything?
Yes.
And just how happy they both were. And so welcome to Sacramento, Zach LaVine. They're going to show his bio up on the screen out here tonight. Man, 2-time slam dunk. Whitey, oh, look at Whitey getting his social media on. This guy, he missed.
Put it back up. Look, I got it when
back
it's
up.
in a state of transition where it's half there, half not.
I don't know if you can post that. I don't know if you can post that one. But no, it was good to see, man. DeMar's all on board. I know, right? He's all on board for bringing Zach LaVine here to Sacramento. So,
in what areas would you say Zach LaVine needs to improve? I think with him, I think the whole thing. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing.
That's it. Offensively,
he's a 2-time All-Star. It's not like he's a scrub.
Right. He got the total package, and when you look at some of his numbers defensively, I think he was much better defensively this year, Zach LaVine, than in previous years. And I need to find some of the advanced numbers, but I think he was much better defensively, maybe even a plus defender this season so far.
Well, I know Stacey King told us a couple days ago that Zach has been defending up, playing. He's not basically. He's listed this year, Basketball Reference, as a small forward. So he's been guarding a lot of threes. So he's been guarding some bigger guys this year. So he's been challenged defensively even more than typically.
Right. And he's our 2? Definitely is our shooting guard,
I guess. With DeMar, it's like, is he the 4? It's with positionless basketball, and it changes night to night. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting against this Magic team, and we'll talk about Orlando coming up in a little bit. But who's guarding Paolo Banchero? Is that Keegan Murray? And then if he guards Paolo, who's guarding Franz Wagner, who's a tough cover out there, who's chasing him around with the ball, and so. It'll be interesting to see how they roll out the defense.
Yeah, too bad Jonas won't be here tonight because the Magic have Goga Bitadze.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's having a pretty good year.
He's actually, and he's playing a little tough too. He's got a little spice to him, a little bite to him, if you will. And so this should be a fun game. I know Orlando is not playing well. They're struggling. But they got some talents.
Yeah, they're really struggling on this trip.
Yeah.
7
straight road losses, I think.
I want to see if we can't, through Jay's expertise, maybe clear up a little misconception here. And it's not a bad one. There's nothing bad about this. But I heard during the press conference today with Zach LaVine, there's a lot of people are assuming that he's from originally Renton, Washington. Doug's from up there, and I know they know each other, but I think people are assuming that they're super close and spend a lot of time together. Jay, Zach LaVine actually grew up in Southern California, so while I know they're fans of each other, I don't know that they necessarily have spent a lot of time together, have they?
They know each other definitely in passing. And Zach spoke about it, throughout the league, of course, professionally.
Yeah,
as Zach did say, growing up in Seattle to a certain extent. He definitely knows Doug, as Doug's kind of been the godfather that opened up a lot of doors in Seattle. They definitely know each other, but they are not Whitey and Draper type friendship. No, they don't have that.
Well, who is?
Right. Yeah, we haven't hung out outside of work ever, but that's all right. I get it. Yeah. No, it's Zach is one of those Seattle guys, even though Renton's a suburb of Seattle. It's not like it's right there in Seattle, but I know that area real well, actually. Renton.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I used to date a young lady from Renton, Washington.
Oh, okay.
Many moons ago.
What's your real quick, Drapes? Because I know you've dealt with some Washington, Seattle area, Tacoma, something. What did you do up there again? Didn't you speak? You did some TV or something?
He's got that Gonzaga sweatshirt that he wears every
check
so
the bio,
often.
Jay.
I can't, man.
Dude, my info is public out there.
I don't need to.
Go look at my LinkedIn page. I've worked in Yakima, Washington.
Boy, I know him somewhere up there.
Yeah, Yakima, Washington for almost 3 years.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's in the middle of the state of Washington. Equidistance from Seattle and Spokane, Washington.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. All right.
Yeah.
So you know Renton, very familiar with the Renton area.
Yes, and even before I lived in Washington, when I dated this girl, this was way back, many moons ago. And so, no, I always had an affinity for the great state of Washington.
What do you make of this notion that the Kings with Zach LaVine, they're just becoming the Bulls West, and why would you want to become that? I think
shut up.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Valanciunas deal kind of pokes a big hole in that.
Big hole in that. And I think when you look at it, and we talked about this yesterday, and you brought it up, LaVine and DeRozan actually played well together in Chicago. The record wasn't what they wanted it, but it wasn't because of them. It wasn't their fault or anything like that. For many years after Lonzo got hurt, they lacked a true point guard to really bring it all together. And so, you can see how close these guys are. DeMar DeRozan is beaming from ear to ear talking about Zach LaVine. And so I look at it, A, it's a different situation. B, Sabonis is a better player than Vucevic, too. Let's call it what it is. I think, Malik Monk has a high level. I think Keegan Murray is what they wanted Patrick Williams to always turn into, but he never did. And so I just think this is a better situation for those two guys here in Sacramento.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. I believe we have EJ standing by to talk with the Drive guys. What's up, EJ?
Yeah, my brothers. Hey, Drapes, when you went to go pick up that girl up in Renton, did you have either any Suzu Amigo or Geo Tracker and had Posse on Broadway paused when you walk up?
I had to, baby. I had to back in the day. My Posse, my hoopty was playing too. All that. Baby got back, sir. Come on now.
No, Sir Mix-a-Lot, man. That's his town up there.
Exactly.
Anyhow, guys, you guys, man. Hey, just really quick. I have never experienced 5 stages of grief like we have been through the last 2 weeks. Drapes, this is real talk. Our birds are in the Super Bowl. Brother, I couldn't even enjoy it. I was rocking myself to sleep playing Nora Jones. Almost called my mama to tell me that everything was going to be better. But now that day is here, right? And you know what, Whitey, you mentioned whose team might this be. Maybe you were alluding to DeMar there a little bit. I'm happy that he's got his friend here. Can you imagine him engaged? This is going to make him feel 3 years younger. He's going to be moving his feet. They're going to be wanting to play for each other. And I think that's going to be great to see. A team that is not just competitive. Malik Monk, my God, I will pay top dollar to watch him. And he's still the best news of the season, in my opinion. Very sad to see Fox go, but looking forward to better days. I can't wait to see how we passing it, how we're hooping it, how we're cutting lanes, and seeing that refresh energy. I'm glad Doug has got a new re-energized batch here for the squad. So go Kings and go Birds.
That the bar is low, but that's the best call we've ever gotten from an Eagle fan, I think.
Nah, Leezy called in. Leezy called in.
Leezy called you. Go fly, Eagles fly! Yay!
All you got to do is mention the Eagles. You're at the top of the list, big fella.
Hey, Bagel.
That was a great call.
Yeah,
and it took him a minute to get into the Eagles love. First
he
started
He's
out
smart.
with Sir
He knew that
and everything.
Jay and Whitey are going to dismiss.
Right. We're going to cut that tone. Hey, here's the thing, though, real quick, fellas.
Please call back.
If Leezy can call in, if I'm an Eagles fan, Debo Samuel's an Eagles fan. Like, who are we to get upset over callers or Eagles fans speaking up? Debo Samuel's an Eagle fan. He's rocking the Eagles jersey. So if Debo can do it, you guys shouldn't have a problem with it.
I didn't hear anything you just said. I knew it was going to go on some of the Eagles. I'm tuning out.
Y'all salty over
just
there.
About 25 seconds, and then we'll come back to the fact that somebody told Zach LaVine today, look, when you go up and talk, and he might have known this anyway, at some point you mention the beam and everyone will love it, right? And he did. And that's all really. That's one of the few things Sacramento fans want. We want you to play hard.
Yep.
We want you to play like you care as much as we care, which is a high bar. And then if you're going to mention the beam, thank you. Right,
exactly. and it's funny. No, I'm not even going to go there. But I'll just say, when you come to Sacramento, when you move here, the one way you can really, get this public behind you is to talk about your excitement for the Beams. DeMar did it.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine did it.
Yeah.
He's talking sooner rather than later. Hopefully we can get this thing lit tonight. And he would be the guy to do it. And so I think I look at this game, Whitey. I've only been here 5 seasons. But there are certain games that stand out to me for different reasons. One, obviously the first playoff game. 2, the first game Domantas Sabonis played. DeMar DeRozan's first game and the California Classic and him coming in this building. I think tonight's game will rival that, will be up there with that in terms of just the feel-good vibes from this organization right
now. Can you imagine if they have a big win or an exciting night, an exciting win? It's going to do so much to get everything in terms of the fan base back on the right track.
Yes. And if we win tonight, when we're on the radio tomorrow, I want you to ask me about the plane ride. Because these dudes might float to Portland after tonight if they were able to get the win. Like a much different vibe than where we were a week ago.
We'll catch up on whatever is going on in the trade market. Anthony Slater will join us. What does he think of the Kings' big move today? That's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and we're looking at some sunshine as we go through the afternoon, mixed with a few clouds. Temperatures warming into the mid to upper 50s, then increasing clouds tonight, leading to the chance for rain by tomorrow morning. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
There's only one place where you'll find thousands of top brand vehicles, 17 dealers, and a friendly staff. Find the perfect ride tailored to fit your budget. Dream big and save even more during the President's Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Hey, Sacramento, it's time to party. Join us for the ultimate big game watch party at Mix Downtown, hosted by Sacktown Sports on Sunday, February 9th. Feast on Mix's all-you-can-eat taco and nacho bar and big game bites while watching the biggest football game of the year. Catch all the action on Mix's large projection screens and HD TVs. Doors open at 2 p.m. Kickoff is at 3. Mix Downtown, located at 16th and L Streets in Sacramento. It's 21 and over, so bring your crew and let's make it a game day to remember. For details, visit mixdowntown.net.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now, during our President's Day sales event, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Save thousands with low APR financing and great lease rates on over 500 new Hondas at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Fall head over boots in love with music this Valentine's Day. Get ready for Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, returning May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, and more. Enjoy food trucks, mechanical bulls, and line dancing. Tickets start at just $52. Visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club. Don't just say, I love you. Show it with music. Buy tickets now.
This 49er Injury Report is brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. After an injury-plagued 2024 season, which ended 6-11 and out of the playoffs, the 49ers will focus on getting healthy in the offseason. Running backs Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, and Isaac Guerrero all suffered season-ending injuries. Left tackle Trent Williams' ankle kept him out late in the year, and Brock Purdy missed the season finale with a hurt elbow. 49ers hope to enter 2025 with a full roster back intact.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
This for my the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Broadcast coming to you from the Golden One Center at Kings and Orlando Magic tonight. Zach LaVine getting ready to make his debut. We also got, of course, word today that Jonas Valanciunas will become a King. There's a lot going on. There are things coming close to happening that aren't happening. What else could happen? We'll see if we can't find out a little more on that as we head to Salt Lake City, where our next guest is standing by, getting ready for the Jazz and the Warriors. Anthony Slater from The Athletic. Slates, let's just start with the obvious one from this perspective. What do you think of the move? Jonas Valanciunas coming to Sacramento.
I mean, it's pretty low risk, right? I mean, it's 2 seconds and a guy you're just reflipping, Sissoko. Yeah, I guess the opportunity risk or the opportunity losses, who else might they have fit into that trade exception they got for Herter? But, you know, it gives them size, you know, a little bit more thump down there, a little bit more toughness. You know, I'm sure it's approved by Domantas Sabonis, which is always, you know, a nice little benefit. I don't know how much those two can play together. You know, I'm sure not that much, but I mean, there's probably been several times this season that y'all have been watching those like 4 minutes of Alex Lynn or whoever going, man, that didn't go well, you know, and the hope is you spend this small of capital to make it so those minutes aren't as bad.
Our guy, Anthony Slater, joining us. Anthony Slates, can you just describe to me the level of activity you're hearing surrounding the Sacramento Kings, and how would you say Monty and Wes and those guys have maneuvered through this trade deadline here? Obviously, a lot of big moves. Seems like they're doing a lot. Can you just describe what you're hearing about how active Sacramento has been in the work, some of the work behind the scenes?
Yeah, really active. And I think part of the reason you got the timing on the Fox deal when you did, which was pretty early, right, was because they had a lot of other balls up in the air, but I feel like they wanted to nail down the Fox situation, which, you know, to do that, you had to convince Chicago to part with LaVine at a point that I think Chicago, it's possible, could have got more for LaVine had they waited. I know a couple teams, including the Warriors, that had interest in LaVine, but they just didn't want to strike yet. But because the Kings struck when they did, not only did they get him, but I think it allowed them to then kind of reposition themselves to fill out the rest of the team how they wanted. Obviously, that's Valanciunas, and you do hear that they're, you know, not necessarily done. It's not for sure that they are going to get anything else done, but they are making calls, that's for sure. And, you know, they have extra draft capital. I wonder how that 2031 unprotected Minnesota pick that they got in the Fox deal, like, that's got to be heavily valued around the league.
Slates, I know you're focused on the Warriors to a degree, so what, if anything, is up with KD returning to the Warriors? Would that trade have happened? But he kiboshed it today when he said he didn't want to go back to the Warriors. Is that what happened?
I mean, pretty much. It's been about a week now that the Warriors have tried to kind of bring this one together. It's really a complicated 3-teamer with Jimmy Butler, whose future is obviously still up in the air. And I think, you know, they could have made the deal without Durant's blessing. It's not like he has a no-trade clause. They've talked to Phoenix plenty. But it wasn't just that KD or that, you know, Kevin wasn't neutral on it or like kind of open to it. Like, he just really didn't want to come back. And, you know, I think they just decided they've done this before, right? They've had a Kevin Durant who didn't want to be there on the roster before.
Right.
I think they just decided not to sign up for round 2 of that. But you know what it is? It's another public miss by them. You know, they've had plenty of them. They're trying to get this co-star. They were close on Paul George. They were close on Lauri Markkanen. They flirted with LeBron last trade deadline. There's even been some, you know, Jimmy Butler talk during this deadline, and that quieted. Now that's ramping back up. But it's just maybe because of who they are as far as like from a brand perspective, and their name's often out there, but it does not look great on them that they just continue to try to get big names and miss.
Yeah, Anthony Slater joining us. What does the future hold for Draymond out there? I mean, any sign that they move on from him and any kind of big deal?
I think the only chance of that would have been in a Durant move if for either chemistry reasons or money reasons, if you had to get that over the finish line. Like Durant was the guy in this transaction cycle that I think Kuminga would have been available for and Draymond potentially. But now that they're moving on from that, I think they're going to be pretty protective of Kuminga the rest of the deadline, and I do not anticipate Draymond Green being traded at this point.
Slates, what do you think of the fits here? You got De'Aaron Fox going to the Spurs. You got Zach LaVine coming to the Kings. Which do you think ends up being a better fit ultimately?
I mean, I really like Fox in San Antonio long term. I think there's a reason he targeted there, and obviously I'm the co-star that he's going to be playing with there. But it's interesting. I mean, we'll see what he does this summer if he re-ups and it turns into a long-term extension. I'm sure the Spurs want it to be. You wouldn't have traded some valuable picks if not, but he's kind of gets the first crack at being Wemby's long-term co-star, but I assume, the Spurs are going to be maneuverable here. So I want to, I think, get as much information as possible about how much that works out because as we saw with Luka Doncic, right, guys are on the clock quickly. Like these situations more and more, these generational talents can be on the clock quicker than you think. So, I'm curious to watch Fox starting tonight. And then as far as Sacramento goes, we can debate whether making a win now trade was the correct thing to do, but Zach LaVine's having an awesome season. I don't know if you guys have the stats pulled up. He's like, 45% from three?
Yeah, 45,
high volume. He's had some knee troubles and foot troubles the last few years that have really slowed him down, but that seems to be gone this year. The explosiveness is back. He's really getting to the rim. Just like the straight line burst, I think it's gonna. If you got fans out there that haven't watched him much tonight, I think just like that burst that he's gonna show you just in a half court setting to get to the rim is gonna stun a lot of people. I mean, everyone I'm sure remembers the dunk contest from several years ago. I was actually at the one in Toronto. He's not quite that athlete anymore, but there's still a lot there. So he's spectacular in a lot of ways and can really shoot it. Now, defensive question marks, which means the team remains with major defensive question marks because, I mean, look at the entire well, I shouldn't say Keegan Murray, good two-way defender, we know that, but the other four guys, all have like pretty major defensive question marks. So, the good thing is that it should be fun brand, right, at this point, and it seems like Doug Christie's leaning into it, like, try to win 128, 125. And what's interesting to me, the first team they're playing is like a grind out slugfest type team, tonight. So, is it a 128, 125 type game tonight, or can Orlando wrestle it into like a 98, 95 type game?
Hey, Slates, what can you tell us about the final days of De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento? Why was the move made now? Was it pressure from Clutch Sports and Rich Paul to get De'Aaron to San Antonio? What can you tell us about those final days?
I think the pressure was slow building, and it wasn't in the final days, right? It goes back to the summer with him not signing the extension. We wrote a preseason story where De'Aaron was transparent about it. We've had segments where we've talked about this. I mean, that's the one thing I think you can kind of give him credit for in this process. He was not super hidden about where this was going. I mean, he's been saying for a while, basically, like if he didn't see a long-term winner, a consistent winner here, he didn't really want to be here. Now, he's probably saying it in nicer terms, but clearly that message got to the Kings front office enough and got to ownership enough that they decided to green light the move. And it's been continually relayed that there was not any type of firm trade request. Clearly, it was, hey, if you're going to trade him, Rich Paul, they were going to help direct him to San Antonio by letting people know that, long term he planned to try to get to San Antonio. And that will obviously taper everybody else's market because they don't want to trade for a guy that doesn't want to be there either. So I guess that part was influenced. But it's been continually relayed that De'Aaron wasn't demanding that he had to be out by the deadline. I just think the Kings front office was very aware that this was probably the time to move because now 1.5 years left on a deal and your guy's not signing an extension. That's kind of become trade time in the league where like guys don't really get to free agency anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people wonder whose fault was it? Was it Fox's fault? Was it the team's fault? No, it was Slater and Amy. They're the ones to blame for it.
Right. They started it all, right?
Yeah. You touched on this, Anthony, talking about how the premium players, sometimes they don't have long to prove their worth like they used to. But how much of the upheaval at this deadline is because of the new CBA, would you say?
I think there's a little of that. I mean, it's definitely like complicated the ability to make like easier trades. I mean, you're seeing it with Phoenix, like they're just like zippered up and like tied up in every type of deal because of the second apron. And I mean, the Warriors are dealing with that right now. They're 300,000 from the first apron and they're locked out of going past that. So like any type of, like they're trying to potentially make a Jimmy Butler deal here and they have to find a way to get above Jimmy Butler's money because they cannot take back any, more than 300,000. So there's nuanced rules that like the fans aren't that into that I think has kind of, rearranged the rules. But I wouldn't blame the new CBA on like the Luka trade, right? I think that was just a weird, wacky, like unprecedented trade with a GM that stunned everybody. And again, I don't think that, maybe you could say because they were so scared to pay Luka that supermax that he was going to be eligible for, right? That $350 million. That probably had something to do with it, but I think it's actually just made stuff more complicated than more like free out there.
Well, enjoy the game tonight, Slade. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, fellas.
All right, Slade.
Anthony Slater from Salt Lake City. Yeah. Do we know anything more about the way the De'Aaron Fox drama unfolded after the press conference from Monty McNair today? We'll look at that when we come back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends over at Jiffy Lube, and they want to show some customer love this month with their February oil change deals you can find online today. Visit jiffylube.com and find a service center near you to see these sweetheart deals. Get it? During the month of February. Here's what you do. Drive into savings at jiffylube.com today and let yourself save in the month of February. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
Please, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be
Reeling in the refund.
limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk.
Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with 0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
All I can ever be to you is the darkness that we know, and this regret I got accustomed to.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Very happy to have you with us. Very happy for Kyle Draper tonight, because he's got play-by-play NBC Sports California for Zach LaVine's first game. That's awesome.
Exactly. And best believe I'm going to work at Sacramento.
Are you?
Somewhere.
Okay, I was going to ask
I got
if you had anything. Obviously, you don't want to spill the beans now, but do you have any other things you've been thinking about working on for Zach LaVine?
I don't even want to talk about that.
I've
been thinking of some things in my head. Will I actually do them? I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll pull them out.
Sure.
But yeah, a couple of things in my head.
Yeah. Greg Prothrow in the Chateau asks, who has the best dunk tonight, Monk or LaVine?
I got to say LaVine, right?
From Monk.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an alley-oop. Reverse alley-oop, I'm calling.
Ooh.
You know, he catches it and throws it down behind his head.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm calling tonight.
Alan says, Slater kind of poo-pooing on our moves, frowny face.
Was he?
I think he was being honest. He was being objective. He wasn't overwhelmed by the Valanciunas move, and he just said, hey, maybe the Kings shouldn't be winning now, but if they are, Zach LaVine's having a great year.
Yeah. And not sure how Valanciunas is going to fit, and then defensively and everything. Okay, all right. He's an objective journalist, though. Like, we don't need cheerleaders on this end.
Right. The KD stuff is interesting because it does appear that was close to happening. It appears that very, very well may have happened. The 3-team deal, Kevin Durant going back to the Warriors, but he's like, I do not want to go back there.
You don't want that.
As Slate said, it wasn't like, I don't know. It was like, no,
nope.
I don't want to go back there. And they could have traded for him anyway.
Right. They could have did it, but can we talk about how come Golden State is striking out on every single big target? Lost out on Paul George. No Larry Markkinen. Jimmy Butler said, I don't want to go there. Durant doesn't want to go there.
Yeah. Vucevic now is maybe that's the guy they're after.
That's their consolation prize.
Yeah.
Right? That's their plan D, plan E, if you will.
So what are you suggesting? I mean, you're right. That's true. You can.
I'm just saying. I'm not even suggesting. It's something I thought of. Is it the Draymond Green effect? Is it people realize Steph Curry and Draymond are, old? And so
it's a declining situation.
Right. A declining situation.
Yeah, it used to be so vibrant there. It's
right.
Like, oh, yeah. Who wouldn't want to go there?
Right.
And they have fun, and their coach says they play with joy. And now it's just like, oh, they're just trying to hold it together. Why would you want to go there?
Right. Exactly. And so their loss is our gain. I don't want them to get any of the star players.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Family Schlegel, the real question is LaVine one of Drape's guys? That's a good question.
We already know the answer to that, though, right? Why are you asking questions?
We don't
Zach
know.
LaVine is probably close to the top of the Drape guys fan club. I've always been a big.
There's a D list waiting to happen.
Yeah, right. He's first team all Drapes. I mean, if I have 5 guys in the league that I was a true fan of, Zach LaVine was probably there. Remember, I was down at UCLA this past season and got my son a Zach LaVine UCLA jersey.
So John Collins probably on that team?
Yeah, John Collins is on that team. DeMar DeRozan is on that
all
team.
All Draper team.
Yeah, all Drapes team. I mean, that's a D list.
Yeah.
I'll come up with that on
It's even more than a D list. I mean, D list is fine, but you could do even more than that.
I could.
Yeah. During the broadcast. A guy plays like that, keeps making plays like that. He's going to make the all Draper team.
I know, right? You know what I thought about? So in Boston, we used to do the Tommy Award at the end of
Tommy Point.
And Tommy Point.
Yes.
Can I come up with a Drape point? Like, what would that be? What would that sound like? Like a Drape's point, a Drape's dap, or
you're Mr. Alliteration.
I know.
Drape's dap.
A Drape's dap. Yeah. I might work that in tonight too.
Drape's dap
and see if it sticks. Tommy Point stuck. For decades. Can Drape's dap stick? I don't know.
Somebody was asking. I apologize. I lost the name of who was asking. What is Zach LaVine's contract situation? So I looked it up real quick, and it's easy enough to look up. But $44.5 million this year, $47.4 next year. Then the player option for $48.9. Then unrestricted free agency. But I know there's been speculation, and it's just speculation, and he's not obligated to do this. But he could rework his deal perhaps in the offseason, lessening the per year, but lengthening the terms, the length of the deal.
Which
he could.
Sort of like we did Sabonis, even though we didn't lessen but we extended him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though he had time left on his contract. It's sort of what you can do with Zach LaVine. And so with a 4-year 120 makes sense or something. I'm just throwing out numbers.
Right.
So that's something.
And he's already given them, he's taken less than he could have taken on the trade kicker, right?
Kicker, yeah.
He could have taken 9, but he took like 3.
So to save the team some money on that regard as well. And so he's 30. He's about to be 30, if I'm correct. Do you just play it out and then sign your last deal when you're 32? Or do you do one now? It takes you to 33 and you can re-up. And so that's Andy's with Clutch Sports too.
Yeah.
We got to deal with those guys.
I hadn't thought of that, but then he was talking about, and then so-and-so called me. And Rich called me. And
like,
oh, yeah.
Right. So we got to remember that too. The Clutch Sports angle.
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Kings fans are pumped. Dean joins us on Sacktown Sports. How you doing, Dean?
Oh, man, I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Good, Dean.
Good. We're excited about tonight, Dean. Glad that you checked in. What are you most excited about?
Oh, I'm excited about the game. I'm going to go, of course.
Okay.
Drapes, I want to say, man, you're a super cool dude. I met you at Crocker Art Museum, that little Kings art gathering. Yeah, so
that was
on.
A good event. That was a good event.
Yeah, it was fun, and I've just been listening every day. I'm a delivery driver, so it's cool. I just throw on you guys or whoever.
Nice.
And I've been wanting to call in every day. I've been calling, but then, shoot, I got to get out and make this delivery, and then I got to not try, but I'm finally on. Yeah, this whole thing. When it all first happened, I knew I posted on my Instagram and stuff. I was like, Monty McNair is not done. I can already tell. And sure enough, I was listening to you guys again, and sure enough, Jonas, V, and I'm like, it's just even more excitement to go along with the game tonight. It's going to be awesome. I go to a lot of games, but I'm super stoked about tonight.
Well, Drapes wants you to come by, even if he's on the air. He wants you to come by, give him a big hug, and say what's up, even if he's in the middle of the play-by-play.
Oh,
tonight,
my God.
Right, Drapes?
Yeah, do that. I'm sure. Security will tackle you. Just best believe I got security all around, big fella. But during the timeout or something, you want to come say hi? More than obliged.
Thanks, Dean.
All right, on.
All right, Dean. Hey, let me tell you a quick story about that. Sometimes it's your own people that mess you up, White.
Yeah?
Sometimes it's your own people that put you in a bad spot.
How so?
Last game was here that I called here. I'm doing play-by-play, and I got the kids here too. The kids are here, but they're sitting by themselves. So I'm calling the game, and I told the kids beforehand, hey, if you need anything, just text me. Just because during timeouts, I'll look at my phone or something like that. So I'm calling the game, and I get this tap on the shoulder. It's my freaking son. And I'm like, dude, I told you to text me. And he's like trying to make, hand signals and all this. I guess the alarm on my car was going off out, in the garage, and he wanted the key. But I was like, dude, just text me. Like, I was so frustrated, man, because I didn't understand what he was saying. And then I just waved him off. I'm
We're
like,
actually in the middle of
the game was going on. And I'm like, don't you understand? I'm trying to call the game and everything. And Katie's looking at me crazy and giving me the side eye. And then one of the security guys, he went like this, and then I kind of knew, he wants my keys. But it was like, dude, that's like at least wait till a timeout. So then you inviting Dean and everybody else there. And I'm like, hey, man, it's your own people. My son already did that.
Yeah.
He already did that.
Yeah, give one of Drape's daps, right?
Good night. Drape dap.
Yeah.
You think that'll play?
It depends on you how you
It's
play.
how I
think
deliver
you can do it.
All right.
I noticed Jay hasn't said a word, but I think
I may let the people decide, the YouTube chatters. If somebody does a great play, I'm going to give them a Drape dap. How about that? And that deserves a Drape dap. Drape dap from Malik. I know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's it.
Y'all killing me, Shay. You killing me right now.
Yeah.
I need your help then. I need something, bro. Tommy point sounds so natural. It sounds so good.
Mm-hmm.
Drape's point? That's
it don't have to be a play on words either, though. So it can be a Drapes what's up type thing. We don't have to be a dap.
Oh, how about a my guy? Oh, that deserves a my guy right there. Nah,
getting closer. That's all right. You ain't feeling that? You ain't feeling that white?
You guys are terrible, man. I'm actually coming to you guys for help right now.
Oh, we're helping you. Believe me, we are helping. Yeah. We'll take a quick timeout. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We got Jake Chapman from the Magic coming up bottom of the hour. And up next, the fans and the organization. Well, everybody needs to light the beam tonight. Next on Sacktown Sports.
Getting in and out of the bathtub. Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-414-4420 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-414-4420 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-414-4420 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
Oh, please, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be
Reeling in the refund.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, We are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Do I choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Spurs plan to start Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox together, Drapes.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Good for them.
Yeah. What do we care?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, exactly. Hope they lose by 80.
We got more important things to focus on, like Zach LaVine's debut as a King tonight. And, of course, the other news today. Just as our show started, Jonas Valanciunas, it was announced, coming to the Sacramento Kings. We haven't talked as much so far today about what we thought we'd be talking about, which is the twin press conferences that were held in the building today. Monty McNair with one, and then Zach LaVine with his introductory press conference. The Zach LaVine thing was it was polite, it was perfunctory, it was the way these things go. Yep. And, you know, he held court and he dazzled everybody, and it was just the way those things typically go.
Yeah, exactly. It was positive. It was, you know, full of optimism. It was, you know, just good vibes all around. And by all accounts, really, Zach won the press conference, handled himself well.
Yes.
That's our first time really hearing him talk, though. Mm-hmm. You know, out here, even in Sacramento, when he talks to the media, we don't play that or we don't skip.
It's funny you say that, because when I heard it at first, I thought I knew what he sounded like, and I wasn't sure it was him.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is our first time hearing from him at length and actually getting to hear him speak. And I thought he was spot on with everything he said today.
Monty McNair spoke early this morning, first time he'd addressed the media, other than a sit down with Mark Jones since the Mike Brown firing. And that got a little, borderline contentious.
Borderline. Yeah. Yeah. Some tough questions were asked.
Yes.
But as you know, Monty is adept at his job and he knows how to, maneuver his way around some of those questions.
Yeah, here's Monty McNair, from this morning, talking about how he'd had conversations regarding De'Aaron Fox going back to the preseason.
We've offered multiple extensions. That's been public. And, in addition to public and private conversations that happened before that decision on the coaching change. So, I think, I'll speak more on that. But, for us, it became clear that there was no pathway there for a long-term agreement. And so that's also why we're here today.
There was just a lot to get to, a lot to cover in that press conference, because it was Mike Brown. What happened with Mike Brown?
Yeah.
And why'd you trade De'Aaron Fox? And you got, why didn't you get more? Or how happy are you with what you got for Zach LaVine in a relatively short span? There was a lot of topics to get to.
Right, because we haven't heard from Monty.
Yes.
There's so much to talk to him about. And think about it. You had the trade, but even before that, the rumors of the trade, Monty never even addressed. Draymond Green podcast, like the future of De'Aaron, was never addressed. And so the fact that he hadn't spoken to the general media in a while, ever since Mike Brown was even fired, the media was like, no, we're going to get all our questions off today. We're going to try to hold you accountable.
People asking a lot of questions about the deal that eventually went down. And here's Monty McNair saying that he thinks that he did a pretty good job cultivating that De'Aaron Fox trade market.
Yeah, I would say, certainly anytime a player of that caliber, is in the market and also the way that it was very public. It made for a unique market, but I also think, our group did a great job of cultivating a market to ultimately get what we wanted in return. We were not going to settle for less than we wanted. And so when we got that, we made the deal.
So they got what they wanted. And to me, bottom line is they wanted Zach LaVine.
They wanted Zach LaVine. They wanted an impact player now.
And they wanted draft picks.
And draft picks, but they wanted a high-end, high-level pick. If they would have got Sohan or Vassell or Keldon Johnson, those guys don't measure up to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, in terms of a player asset, was, top of the list compared to all those other guys.
Yeah. And I know we had been talking about this since we found out the Spurs were most likely the team. We've been talking about Stephon Castle. That would have been nice, but from day one, a lot of us have been saying they're not going to get Stephon Castle. Then we find out today, De'Aaron Fox had actually been in communication with Stephon Castle, telling him, I don't want them to trade you. So there was no way that was going to happen. So it wasn't a failure on the Kings' part. It was just he was not available.
Right. He just wasn't available, And I would imagine if the Spurs did include Castle, the Kings, I would imagine the Kings asked for Castle. That would have been, to me, the starting point from any of their players. And once it was clear that Castle wouldn't be a part of it, they're like, all right, we could expand this to a 3-teamer and get our guy, Zach LaVine. I think they wanted to get LaVine and Castle out of it, to be honest with you. Why not be greedy out there? And so, as long as they're happy, I'm happy. I've been talking about LaVine for years now. My guy, Zach LaVine. And so I think he's a perfect fit for us right now.
Monty also was asked who was responsible ultimately for the firing of Mike Brown. Little back and forth here. Here it is from this morning.
Morning. Can you say definitively whose call it was to fire Mike?
Yeah, mine.
Yeah, and I believe that was Chris Biederman.
Was that it?
There you go.
Yeah, mine?
Yeah, mine. Yeah, that was it.
I mean, we knew he was going to say that. We knew that was going to be the answer. And so, Chris Biederman, I understand you had to ask it. I probably didn't expect much more.
Right.
Regarding that question.
But as a reporter, it's like that. I don't know that he's ever said that on the record.
Right.
So you
got to get him
say it.
He's not going to be like, well, Vivek did it, or, oh, the players hated him. You know what I mean? It was like, no.
He's not going to say, I did it. Wink, wink.
Right.
Oh, it was me.
Exactly. So I got my second screen fired up here.
Oh,
and of course I'm locked in to our radio show like I always am.
Yeah.
But Fox and the Spurs are about to tip off with the Hawks, so I want to get a look at that and see how he looks on that.
Okay,
side.
all right.
So,
You give us an update on
yeah,
that.
I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Man. You go ahead, do the show. I'll,
Great. You're gonna watch the game. Yeah.
I'll watch the game.
You need anything, popcorn or anything?
Right,
Can we get you anything?
where is that? I
The oatmeal cookies?
A Diet Coke or something. I need a drink. Yeah, so I'll be checking that out.
Is it possible that the whole thing with De'Aaron went down this way?
Yeah.
He made it clear that he might not stay. The Kings figured, all right, well, we'll see how this goes. Because if this goes as well as we hope it's going to go, the team's going to win, and he's going to qualify for that Supermax, and then he's going to stay. Then it got to a point where it was clear, even though Doug came in and things were going better, that, all right, he's not going to get the Supermax, almost certainly.
Right.
So at that point, he and his people decided to let the Kings know, all right, you probably want to let him go sooner rather than later. I guess my question is, did the Kings have a hope at the beginning of the year that things would go so well that he would end up deciding to stay?
I think so. Because, like I said, I don't think there's ever been a player to turn down the Supermax like that, what you see sometimes with players.
Yeah.
And I wondered if De'Aaron would do this. If he had one eye or, out of town, do you sign the Supermax, play for a year, and then request the trade?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just get your bag and then request a trade. And like you said, once he saw the Supermax, he wasn't going to be all NBA. It just made it even easier for him and his team to be like, you know what, we're not going to re-sign.
Because some people who know a lot about it will tell you, oh, as soon as he signed with Clutch Sports, he was gone. Do you believe that? As soon as he signed with Clutch Sports, the writing was on the wall.
Nah, I don't think so, because we look at the guy we just got, Zach LaVine. How many years he been with Clutch Sports and still played in Chicago?
Yeah.
They didn't strong arm their way
right
out of there. I just think De'Aaron is at a point now, and a point from when he signed with Clutch Sports, where he's very cognizant, very aware of his power and his brand, and aligned with Clutch to help raise that. And I don't think it was to, I'm out of here, from Sacramento. I think it was, I'm moving in different circles now, or at least I'm trying to get that player empowerment both on the court and off the court. And I think that was the reason why.
Yeah. Tell you why, the fans in the organization, everybody needs to light the beam tonight. It's very important. We'll tell you why next on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Magic. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I've had my all-electric SUV for a little more than a year, and I continue to love it day after day. In fact, me and my daughter, we were just on vacation not too long ago, and we rented a car while we were on the trip, and my daughter said, Dad, I like your car better. I turned to her and said, honey, you know what? I like it better as well, and I couldn't wait to get back home to my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. At Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, they are more than just a dealership. They're a partner you can trust throughout the entire ownership of your luxury vehicle. Whether it's a refined C-Class or a versatile SUV lineup, your perfect Mercedes-Benz is there waiting for you. Plus, right now, you can enjoy 3.24% APR for up to 72 months on certified pre-owned models on approved credit. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is your trusted partner in luxury and reliability. They've been doing it for more than 30 years. So head on down right now to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Well. Kyle Draper's got your play-by-play.
Yeah, Fox just missed his first shot. I'm watching.
Oh, there we go.
Little 12
That's too
footer.
bad.
Yeah. I'm just watching it. So
I just think it's very important for this to be a positive night for the Kings. And if it's not, onward and upward, you got another game tomorrow night. But again, as I said earlier, to me, when you have your best player basically say to the world, I may leave there because they don't know what they're doing. They're not good enough. They don't know how to build a winner. Then everyone is checking you out like, oh, okay, Fox leaves. And I think it behooves you to prove to yourself, to your players, to your fans, and to a lesser extent, to the NBA world that you know what you're doing. And if you bring in Zach LaVine,
right,
the team continues to play well, then you got Jonas Valanciunas on top of that. You can say, De'Aaron Fox, all the best to you. We do know what we're doing, and we can do it without you.
Yeah, and not only that, I go back to the Mike Brown firing too.
Mm-hmm.
Like even firing Mike Brown, it's like, all right, you bring in Doug. Now let's prove that we know what we're doing. It was the right call.
Yes.
And they did that.
Yes.
And now you bring in Zach, you bring in Valanciunas, and it's like, okay, I see what you're doing there. And then you hear the comments also from De'Aaron afterwards, and it just sounds like, and you heard the press conference from Monty as well. It sounds like De'Aaron and his camp made it clear he wasn't going to re-sign here. So you got to do what you got to do.
Odyssey Fryer says, don't make this game such a big deal. The important thing is to string together a bunch of wins post All-Star break. Well,
he said post All-Star break.
Yeah, you got to win these games now because you have opportunities in front of you. You're playing some lesser teams, and I know there's a lot of road games, and there's a couple back-to-backs, but you got to win these games against New Orleans. What is it, 3 times between now and the All-Star break? I think you play New Orleans.
Saturday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week. Yeah, exactly. 3, and they're a bad team this year. They're banged up. They're a bad team, and so you could take advantage of it. I say, why wait till after the All-Star break to go on a run?
Right.
Start it right now.
Yeah, and I also think how your fans are feeling about your product is very important. And right now, Kings fans are at a high point on the roller coaster. And you win tonight, everyone's feeling really good about stuff. If for whatever reason you stumble tonight, then again, fans are starting to question everything. And it's not the end of the world, but it's not a good thing. It's really important for you to have a build on the positivity of the Valanciunas deal and Zach LaVine's press conference with a big win tonight. I think it's important. It's not be all end all, but it matters.
Yeah, because we know this crowd's going to be amped up.
Yes.
They're going to be fired up. They're going to be ready. They're going to be ready to light the beam. And so, why not come out here and get a win against Orlando? Continue the good vibes. I'm looking at the YouTube chat. You see this here? Who was this? Amadrock. Damn, the praise they are giving Fox on the broadcast was missing when he was in Sacramento. Also, Guinness says, seriously, Amadrock.
Part of that is that anti-Sacramento thing where it's like, oh, well, this guy's better than he ever looked. He was held back by what was going on in Sacramento.
Yeah.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
By the way, you mentioned Mike Brown, and to me, that's one of the things that I don't think we've talked about enough. The De'Aaron Fox situation, which, as we know, it was his right to exercise that really did not help Mike Brown at a time when his time here was very tenuous, and he had his best player was halfway in, halfway out.
Yes.
And I think that frustrated Mike Brown a great deal. It's the breaks, it's part of the business, but it didn't make his job any easier at a time when he was hanging on to his job.
Can we go back to when Mike Brown talked about who's with you and who's not, who's all in and who's not?
Yes.
Now it's making some sense. I don't know if he was talking about De'Aaron Fox, but that seems to be the sentiment now after the fact.
Yeah.
And when your star player is sort of half in, half out, not saying he was dogging it or anything, but he was contemplating life outside of Sacramento, other people picked up on that.
Yep.
I would imagine your teammates picked up on that.
Yes.
And it had an effect on the squad.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons they had so many underwhelming performances this year. And so many times they started so slowly. We talk again about culture. Culture basically is everybody on the same page. And they weren't because De'Aaron Fox wasn't sure he wanted to be here.
Say that again, Waddy. Say that again.
Culture is about everybody being on the same page, and they weren't because De'Aaron Fox wasn't sure he wanted to be here.
You could take it a little step further. Wasn't sure?
I'm being nice.
Okay.
You knew, all right? You're right.
Real
Go
quick,
ahead, Jay.
Ramsey brings up a great point behind me. Mark Jones is calling the game tonight, so of course he's gonna take care of.
He's gonna hype up his guy. Yeah.
Come on, I'm a jock. Y'all gotta tell the whole story. Now. I get it. I feel.
I already knew that, Jay.
I know, but you gotta at least put. But Mark shows love to Kings guys when he shows.
He does. Yeah, this isn't
he's got to be careful
anti-Kings narrative
because he can't say, I'm glad the Kings traded him.
Right. He gotta. What were the Kings thinking when they traded here? How do you trade a talent like this? No, he's got to tiptoe that line too tonight.
So Doug Christie's done a good job holding this thing together, and now at least there's going to be some positivity. There's no more, I don't think, right? Mike Brown, his situation was hanging over the team. De'Aaron Fox's situation was hanging over the team. Now it's like clear skies overhead.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
The Kings have played very well when that's been the forecast.
Right. You're right about that. When things have been sort of bumpy or uncertain, if you will, this team has really struggled. Yeah. Yes, this team has really struggled. And we saw it the other night against Minnesota. Trade happens. Sure, the guys were down early on, at shoot around. But once they took the court, the fight was there, and I would imagine too, let's say you're a guy like Trey Lyles, who has been mentioned in a lot of trades. You didn't go in that deal. So maybe you're playing a little freer. Like, okay, maybe I am safe. Let me go out here and do my thing. And so we got less than 12 hours or 24 hours till the trade deadline passed. And when I look at the schedule, you got New Orleans coming up on Saturday, tough Dallas matchup on Monday, but then 2 more against New Orleans. You can go into this All-Star break having won 4 or 5 or 5 in a row.
Yeah. Before we get back to the phones, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We're welcoming Zach LaVine to the Golden One and to Sacramento tonight. I want to welcome Manny Too Legit back to the Chateau.
Oh, what's he up
He's been gone a lot lately. He said, I haven't been tuning in as much.
He got 2 jobs,
here
right?
Now. Yeah,
he's out there grinding.
At least.
Yeah.
So welcome back, Manny Too Legit. All right, let's talk to Lawrence here. Joining us, Drive Guys of Sacktown Sports. What's up, Lawrence?
Oh, hey, I'm really excited. It'll be my first game of the year. Tonight I'm going. I bought the tickets when they were on their 7-game win streak. And then after they lost in Oklahoma City, I'm thinking, oh, man, what did I do? But I'm really excited now. I'm glad that everything's going good for them. I heard the interview by Doug Christie on Zach LaVine, and he mentioned Bothell. Well, it turns out I did most of my growing up in Bothell. It's a suburb of Seattle, northwest of Seattle. And Zach LaVine went to Bothell High School. Now, of course, I went quite a number of years before he did, but apparently that's where he did. He was called Mr. Washington. He got some awards there. He did great. I guess he went back to the school and paid for a new gym floor and donated a bunch of money and stuff like that. I didn't know that about him. Real first-class guy. So I'm glad we got him on the team, and I'm glad you guys are reporting with an upbeat tempo. I listen to you guys most every day, if not the whole program. I try to get you when I can. I'm retired, so I can do that. But so anyway, that's it. I grew up a Sonic fan, of course. Longtime Sonic fan, growing up in the 70s.
Downtown Freddie Brown.
Yeah, downtown Freddie Brown. Well, we had a similar situation in the earlier 70s, with Spencer Haywood. He led us to our first ever playoff spot, and then he got tired of the mediocrity of the front office or whatever, and he asked to be traded to New York. So the fans went through a similar situation at the time, but of course they recovered, and then they went to that 78-79 run there against the Bullets. But anyway, yeah, I was going to say, if they get another franchise, I'm still going to be a Kings fan.
Good for you, Lawrence. Yeah.
I live down here now.
That.
So
yeah.
I really got in love with the Kings, but
all right, Lawrence.
I'm looking.
Thank you. Have fun at the game. They almost got. I don't have to tell Kings fans. They almost got this franchise up there. I mean, Lawrence had nothing to do with that.
No, he didn't have.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence, a great call, but Lawrence, you're retired. You listen almost every day. You listen to most of the show. What is preventing you from listening to every show, all of the show every day. I don't understand that, Drapes.
It's just too much knowledge, It's like it's just too much of that smoke, that heat that we're bringing. He's like, it's too much, guys.
You need a break from it?
I need like a 10-minute break. He only misses a segment today. He said,
I mean, that's good, but you can, Lawrence, you can be better. You can do better. Don't you want to be better? Yeah. It's interesting because I know there has been kind of a Zach LaVine, I guess. I don't know. But it seems like that's trending in a more positive direction amongst Kings fans.
What, the Zach LaVine?
Yeah, the Zach LaVine
people
excitement
like,
about, yes,
excitement.
He's a fun player to watch.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him come out here and warm up too. I wonder if he's an early warm-up guy or a late warm-up guy. He's a guy, you'll feel the buzz in the arena tonight when he takes the floor. And so, I mean, think about it too. If we're keeping it real, he's had a better career than De'Aaron Fox. Zach LaVine has had a better
two-time
career.
All-Star,
two-time All-Star, right? Olympian, gold medalist, two-time slam dunk champ. He's been to the playoffs before too, and so there should be reason to be excited about this guy.
Yeah. I know before the trade was made, we had Jerry on, and Jerry was saying, look, in this trade, unless you're tearing it down, you have to get a star back. You're trading a star, you have to get a star back. And they definitely did that.
Yes, they did. They got a star. They got, a sort of a household name among NBA fans.
Mm-hmm.
People know who Zach LaVine is. And think about it, too. He's been on, like, his dunk contest with Aaron Gordon. That might have been the last time the dunk contest was truly, truly great. And so this guy was a star, even back then.
Is Mac McClung on the Orlando roster still?
He is, yeah.
All
I think
right.
he's out tonight.
We got Zach LaVine, Mac McClung.
No,
let's go.
He's out. Hey, Mac's out. I think he's on G League assignment.
Oh,
he's not with the team. Yeah.
Hey, let's do it. Let's go. Let's settle this.
Halftime or something like that, right?
Yeah. Jake Chapman is the play-by-play voice of the Magic, and he's going to join us when we come back to the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Magic. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Cool Thursday morning with a few showers. That'll turn into some steadier rain for the afternoon. There will be a bit of a breeze, but not as strong as earlier this week. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Just like in basketball, you need the right team to win. And that's why I recommend Folsom Lake Kia. They got low payments that change the game. And you can always buy with zero down with approved credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia and tell them DC sent you.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile brand. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers. T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Play and win to take your loyalty to new heights at Sky River Casino. Join Sky River Rewards today for a chance to receive up to $2,500 in free play. Plus, you'll be in the know about upcoming special events and offers. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun with rewards that add up and up. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit us to see how. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Toyota's President's Day sales event is on. Now's the time to save big on a brand new Toyota truck. Right now, get a low lease and $1,000 bonus cash on Tacoma, or get $2,000 cash back or low financing on Tundra. Every new Toyota includes Toyota Care, 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance. Get moving on these great deals. Don't miss Toyota's President's Day sales event. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 3325.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, getting ready for Zach LaVine's debut. Before we get to our guest, real quick, I want to help out Manny Too Legit, who's back with us in the chat. So Manny Too Legit is hearing us, listening, and he says, Valanciunas, when did that happen? So that happened today, Manny, just as our show was starting. And then Manny Too Legit says, I'm so excited, I'm planning to go to the game Friday. There is no game Friday. Don't go. You can't.
And he lost, man. You can tell he ain't been a part of the routine as of late.
Yes, there is no game Friday, Manny. Don't come Friday.
He might be tailgating out front
Maybe.
or camping out
Yes.
Saturday's game. Maybe
that's it. Saturday. Yeah, we'd love to see you out here, Manny. Right now, we welcome to the show outstanding play-by-play radio voice of the Orlando Magic, Jake Chapman. Jake, welcome to the show here. What do you make of one of the wildest batches of pre-deadline deals we've ever seen, sir?
What's up, guys? No, I'm with Manny because I got to the studio and my producer said, "You hear about Valanciunas?" I said, "What about Valanciunas?" No, I didn't hear that. I didn't have my notifications on, so I got to adjust my sheets. No, it's been hot and heavy. I think it was a week ago, you guys. Everybody was talking about how the second apron and the new CBA, man, we weren't going to see anything, and then the whole world stopped. I guess it was Saturday night, right, with the Luka deal, and then some other big moves. Obviously, most trade deadlines in most years, De'Aaron Fox being traded would be your big headliner, but they've kind of swept under the rug a little bit. Although I'm sure you guys are excited about Zach LaVine. I'm sure you're excited about Valanciunas as well once that comes official. So very exciting time, and we'll see what the next 21 hours or so holds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be an exciting time here in the building, Jake. Let's talk about your team coming off a loss against Golden State. You guys have sort of hit a rough patch, especially on the road. What's happening with the team right now?
Well, the shooting's catching up to them for sure. I mean, they've been the worst shooting team all season, but earlier in the year, they were defending at such a high clip, and when Paulo went down with the torn oblique, just 5 games into the season, Franz Wagner in the month of November and then into December was playing like a surefire all-star. He was absolutely leading the team and slid into that primary scoring role and was shining in that role. And elsewhere, the team was a top 3 defense in the league. Jalen Suggs has been hurt. He's played 29 minutes since New Year's Day. That's been a big issue. Paulo and Franz are back, but there's just no spacing around them right now. And Paulo's really been struggling as of late. He's kind of settling for too many jumpers. There's just not much rhythm offensively. The ball movement's been a little bit rough. So it's been a rough stretch. You got a whole bunch of guys who were really taxed while Paulo and Franz were out. Both of them went out for extended periods of time with the same injury, torn right obliques. So it's been a little bit of injuries catching up with you. And then as they've come back, I think all the rest of the guys, the Anthony Blacks, the Tristan De Silvas, Goga Batadze, guys who haven't played that big a role so far in their NBA careers and were asked to, they delivered in December. But I think all those guys have their eyes on the All-Star break right now because they're seeing some tired legs.
Jake Chapman with us, voice of the Orlando Magic. Obviously, no De'Aaron Fox tonight. It's one of the fastest players in the league, but the Kings have, since Doug Christie's taken over as head coach, they've been pushing the tempo more. Zach LaVine here tonight. He's been playing great with the Bulls as they've pushed the pace. And you guys like to slow it down a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. So contrasting styles tonight at the Golden One, right, Jake?
Absolutely. Transition defense is something that Coach Mosley harps on. And so it is a big priority, and the team's done a pretty good job of limiting teams like you guys who want to try to get up and down on you. On the offensive end, it's going to be a bit of a slow down, sort of grind it out, very deliberate within the half court, a couple of double handoff sets from, swinging the ball from side to side type of style. But it's an interesting contrast of styles, and I'm just really interested to see how Zach fits in. He's such a great offensive player. I know perimeter shooting was something that you guys were looking to be able to upgrade. And that chemistry between DeRozan and LaVine, I don't think that's not lost on me, that they might be able to sort of hit the ground running because of their experience together. And then, of course, the bonus, like you're going to have our hands full with him. And so I think probably he leads the scouting report, and then it's kind of see what it looks like. I didn't even mention Malik Monk, but it should be contrasting styles. We're waiting for our defense to show up and play like it did in November and December. Very positive signs the other night in Golden State. Lost the game by 5 points, but held the Warriors to 104 and held Steph to 2 of 12. So I think it's starting to tick up in the right direction, but it'll be a good test tonight for sure.
Hey, Jake, you talked about Paulo and some of his struggles as of late. I think the team's 5-12 with him in the lineup. With 19 and 14 maybe with him out of the lineup. Why do you think that is? Just coincidence, or he hasn't found his footing with the group yet, or they adjusted without him during that time he missed? Why do you think the numbers are better with him out of the lineup?
I think it's been a bit of both. Like I said, I think there isn't much rhythm offensively right now because nobody's knocking down perimeter jumpers. I think that's first and foremost. You're just not. I mean, you've got teams just packing the paint. I guarantee you, Doug Christie is addressing this right now or within the next hour or two. It makes sense for your game plan to be the old Thibodeau: pack the paint and make them shoot over you and see if it works. And right now, we're not making open jumpers. So I think there's, you've got paints that are loaded up on Paolo. He's seeing double teams. He's seeing 5 sets of eyes every time he gets the ball. And the idea of putting your shoulder down and going through 5 guys, getting to the free throw line, I think it's just, he's trying to find other solutions. And so we're seeing a lot of 2-3 dribbles, long twos, trying to hit the mid-range, and it's just not working. Now, it's been kind of rocky the last couple games. The numbers don't look great since he's come back, but he has looked like Paolo since he's been back. The first game, after missing 34 games that he came back, he put 34 up on Milwaukee. You lost that game by a basket. A couple days later, he put 32 up against the Pistons. You won that game. And in both of those games, his teammates knocked down shots for him. And I think that's probably the big key. He's had big scoring outputs while he's had big assist numbers, 6 and 7 assists in those games as well. So when guys are knocking down shots around him, it obviously makes things a lot easier. Now the defense is a little bit looser. Now he can, boogie a little bit and get into his bag, but also get to the rack, get to the free throw line and all that good stuff.
That's Jake Chapman. He's the voice of the Orlando Magic. And Jake, I know you've been in the NBA a long time, going back even before you did play-by-play. You've been with the Pistons. You've been a producer. So I'm just wondering, how strange is it for you, or how odd is it to think of the Sacramento Kings without De'Aaron Fox?
It is. It's a little strange. I'm such a huge fan of his game. I understood from both sides, why it makes sense to do the deal. But it is, especially because I was sort of thinking back to the question marks and the decision and what everybody thought when the Halliburton deal went down. Mm-hmm. The idea that it was because they might have had overlapping skill sets. And obviously, I think everybody was happy and probably is still happy with the return. Like, Sabonis is such a good player. He's so underrated. But it does. I did think that was going to be the pairing, that it was going to be Sabonis and Fox for years to come. And now I'm thinking about Fox and Wemby for years to come and what this might look like. So things change so quickly in this league, as you guys know, and you always got to be ready for anything. If you had asked me at the beginning of the season, if you had asked me a week ago, if there was any chance in HE double hockey sticks that Luka Doncic would not be a member of the Dallas Mavericks by the end of the season, I would have said absolutely not. What, are you kidding me? And so you do this long enough and you learn never to be surprised, for sure.
Our guy Jake joining us play-by-play for the Orlando Magic. Jalen Suggs doubtful tonight. What's his status? How you feel and just his impact? Because I'll be honest, man, he's a thorn in everybody's side. Like you talk about a heart and soul of a team. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, it's a thigh contusion, and Jalen's one of those guys, and I think our whole team sort of has this problem. And it's a problem that most head coaches would kill for. We play so hard and we defend and we fly all over the floor that at times you got to protect yourself from yourself. And I think Jalen is slowly learning that. It was a lesson that he definitely learned in his first 2 seasons when he was playing right about 50 games a year because he couldn't stop chucking himself around the gym. Right now, I think, especially when Paolo and Franz were both out and Jalen slid into that primary offensive hub role, I think he just completely burnt himself out. So this is a thigh bruise. This will be the 5th game he's missed because of it. But I think the guy's just exhausted sort of, holistically. But we need him, man. I mean, he's the one who's disrupting. Signing KCP in the offseason freed Jalen up to just do Jalen stuff, to try to pick up, play passing lanes, just disrupt your offense, get into the ball, pick you up at half court. All of that stuff, and you're missing that right now. So Anthony Black's done a really good job in year 2, but he's not Jalen Suggs. And especially when the team comes back home, and this obviously isn't anything for tonight or tomorrow. We play the Spurs on Saturday. this building absolutely responds to Jalen, and Jalen responds to this building. I would call him the heart and soul of the team because of those hustle plays, the deflections, the steals, the runouts. And this team, it's, much of its identity is playing at home and slowing down high-speed offenses, and Jalen Suggs is absolutely the head of that snake. So we've been missing him for sure.
Well, Jake Chapman, we'll see in a little bit. We really appreciate your time, especially on a game night, because I got to tell you, doing the show with Drapes here for a couple of years now, on a game night, I mean, he's surly. He doesn't want to,
I'm not even paying attention half the time. I'm focused on the game later.
I can't talk to him, like, hey, leave me alone. I'm getting ready for the game. So I know you guys are busy, so we appreciate it, Jake.
No, not at all. And hey, look, it's not just a game night. It's a game night where we lost 9 of 10, and the All-Star break is a week away. So it is. It's most times. If one you guys, then I don't know if I would do it, but absolutely glad to come on too. And
All right.
call tonight. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
All right, thank you, Jake. There you go. Yeah, that team's hurting right now.
They're struggling. They're reeling right now.
Yeah, and they're going to try to slow it down, grind it out.
Yeah, but I think we can win that way too. We got Debo.
Mm-hmm.
We got to slow it down, and we got a shot maker in Zach LaVine, Whitey.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. Not worried.
And I'll tell you what, this team, roll out the red carpet for anybody on this Orlando team that wants to shoot the three. You
Go
want
for
to
it. Let them do it. Yeah,
Yes.
go for it. Here
By
you
all
go.
means.
Right.
You need a sandwich or something?
Right.
Yeah. Make yourself comfortable
Take
out there.
all the time
Let
you
it
need.
fly. Yeah. All right.
man.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting night. Contrasting styles, as we said. We'll come back and look at how De'Aaron Fox is doing tonight. And I got a question for you, Drapes. I actually got this from the morning show today. What about De'Aaron Fox? Are the Kings going to miss the most?
Okay.
It's next with the Drive Guys from the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal and every detail matters. Check out the new Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models and see the difference a Napoleon makes. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel, boasting absolute quality. Napoleon knows that the smallest details add up to make a big difference when curating your perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Buy 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic Motor Oil and get a $15 gift card after rebate, plus 2 times points at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
We could all use more time. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. I can see why they call it smart. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-301-4422, 800-301-4422, 800-301-4422.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy with $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LT and RST after rebate. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Based on 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
Morning, Paula.
Morning, Ron.
Another day in Adminville, am I right?
What are you working on? Oh!
You okay?
Your tabs. You have so many open.
Yeah, gotta order lunch for the big client meeting. With great responsibility comes tabs.
I can help. Close all those tabs and open just one, easycater.com. Online ordering from local restaurants, plus tools to save time, stay on budget, track expenses.
One tab to rule them all.
EasyCater, the smarter way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
In the world, Toronto, Jonas Valanciunas. Also known as
I chopped the name up. Don't play good for him.
Oh my! Wow.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yes, Jonas Valanciunas is now a Sacramento King. Actually, and you know, Jake Chapman pointed this out.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh my God!
It's not official yet. You know it is,
right? Not official.
Yeah,
that's true.
But according to reports, he's on his way to Sacramento. How's De'Aaron Fox doing? San Antonio is certainly playing well with De'Aaron.
Yeah,
Fox so
40-27. De'Aaron Fox.
I'm sorry, what did you 40? What? 40-20.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. 40-27. De'Aaron Fox 6 points, 3 assists on 2 of 4 shooting. So far, 2 of 3 from 3-point range as well.
Yeah, good for him.
All right, I know, right? Good for him. Right?
We just don't need them winning any more games. That's all.
Yeah, they got a nice little squad now, though. They bring in Castle off the bench now. Fox and Chris Paul.
Did someone just block Wemby's shot?
Yeah, get that out of here.
Wow.
Was that Larry Nance that might have got a piece of it? I didn't see who it was. Get that shot. Oh no, it's Damian Barlow. Julian Barlow, I think. I can't remember his name. He used to play for the Spurs, actually.
Dominique Barlow?
Dominique Barlow. Yeah, there it is.
One of those Barlows.
Yeah, one of
those Barlow brothers.
Kevon, Kevin, who?
Kevon, you know. Kings in 6, no matter what.
Yeah. Got to find out, Drapes, what you think the Kings may miss the most about De'Aaron Fox. But first, we got to get back to the phones here. It's been a busy phone day. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Hey, Walter, been hanging on. What's up, Walter?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Sorry, man, I take you out of the speaker.
No, it's all good. What's on your mind?
No, I'm very excited for tonight. Actually, on my way to my buddy's house, beginning to go into the game. Just happened to be tonight's one of our 10-game package games.
Nice.
So I'm very, very happy to see Zach LaVine, where he's going to help us out tonight. And, you know, I was a big Fox fan, and I'm sad to see he's gone. But at the end of the day, he didn't want to be here, and he's at where he's at. And I really feel like Zach LaVine's going to really help us out. I can't wait to see him and Monk just throwing it up. I hope we can get this crowd pumped tonight. And you know what? I want to bring back the Sacramento chant. I've been trying to bring it back, and nobody wants to do it. Why do you think no one wants to do the Sacramento chant anymore?
You mean the Sacramento?
Nobody wants to do that anymore?
Man, so I get my little section going because I'm up in 205, and like I'll get my little section going, but then it's like ain't nobody feeling it.
All right, maybe tonight's the night. Thank you, Walter.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
I
See, I
know
didn't invite
people
him
are
to
out
come
on
by and say hi to you. I
No,
was
he's not.
gonna.
He's up there in 205. That's why. Security ain't going to let him down. Not going to let him get close.
Mm-hmm. How about Peter on Sackdown Sports? Hello, Peter.
Hello, Drive guys. Hey, great show as always. Good interview too, by the way. Just a couple thoughts. You know that saying, you make lemonade out of lemons.
Sure.
I think Monty was dealt kind of a tough hand. When you have a player that is not going to re-sign, a max player not re-signing, and then you have a request to play on a specific team, that limits a lot of your options as a GM. And, not only did he make lemonade, I think he made lemon drops, lemon drops on steroids. All right. And the reason why I say that is, when you look at Zach LaVine, and Godspeed to Darren, he was a great player, class act, no one could say anything bad about Darren Fox, good guy. But Zach LaVine brings two dimensions, I think, that Darren never really could master. And one of them is obviously the three-point shot. 44% three-point shooter. That is nothing to shake a stick at, man. That's legit. All right. And then the second thing is free throws, clutch free throws. And De'Aaron, he did a little better in his three-point shot this year, but it's always been suspect. And it's, he's a low 30% guy. You're praying whenever he's shooting it. It's not like he's clutch like some of the guys used to be. But his free throws were always, again, you're praying. Sometimes the guy would be just, knock them all down, or he'd be 50%, for a night. And it just was, to me, something that was always, a crutch for him. And I just think, we're bringing a guy that has the numbers. He's got the efficiency. He's got the assists are very close. But he wins in those other two categories by a margin. So, and plus we got another big, coming today that I just heard. So I think Monty, things happen for a reason, man. And I think we have I'm looking forward to the second half of the season.
Thank you, Peter. Yeah, I think Monty, we'll see how it works out. You never know, but he may have taken lemons and made some delicious lemon meringue pie.
Oh,
which I don't think was on your list of overrated desserts, was it?
That's okay.
Should have been.
It's not top 5. It might be number 6, but it's okay.
Right.
It's okay.
Me on overrated, right?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
It's
but
terrible.
if you have lemons, I mean, there's only so much you could do with lemons. So
I'm making lemonade. That's it, big fella.
Yeah.
No lemon
Lemonade.
drops. Drapes don't drink.
I don't drink, so I can't do a lemon drop. Maybe some lemon in the water. You know what I mean? But that's about it.
Yeah.
Just cut the lemon up, throw it in some chicken or something. Fry.
How about some
chicken?
fish? How about some
fish. Exactly. A little salmon,
a little garnish
on the
or
board.
something?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't need lemon, from especially salmon. I eat salmon.
How about
There's some
scallops?
lemon. You
Lemon
keep
on
your
the
lemon.
scallops?
I wanna eat
Flavor,
my
man.
fish.
Yeah, man.
I like the way
Why
I
you
get
ain't
some
eat no flavor on
life.
your food?
Nah.
I like the taste of the salmon. I don't want the lemon interfering with the taste of the salmon. If I want to eat a lemon, I'll eat a lemon. I want to eat
Probably
the
all
fish.
dry and everything.
No, actually
flavored, no
not.
seasoning,
Not at all. Here's two areas where I think Zach LaVine will be superior to De'Aaron Fox. As far as the free throws, De'Aaron, I got to say, De'Aaron's done a great job this year. His free throw percentage is much higher.
Right.
I think he's at a career high. But I think Zach LaVine certainly, as Peter said, the three-point shooting. And then I know that a lot of us have watched De'Aaron at times and said, some nights he doesn't bring that gambate, and other nights he does. And I don't think we're going to be saying that about Zach LaVine.
Gambate!
You may have made that point yourself a couple days ago.
Yeah, Zach's going to bring it night in and night out. I mean, he's a gamer. He's a player. And you got to look also at where this guy has come from in his career. And I mentioned it the other day. The Bulls organization a few years ago was in shambles. 3 head coaches Zach LaVine played for in a year. They went from Hoiberg to Jim Boylan to Billy Donovan. And so, but the whole time he was a professional when he stepped on the floor. He brought his A game. And so I think with Zach LaVine, and I think he views this team, and I haven't talked to him yet. I will here in a few minutes when we go downstairs. But this is a chance to make the playoffs and to do some positive things. I believe he feels like, all right, this roster, sure, you need some help, but you can make the playoffs and get out of the first round. And so this might reinvigorate him even more.
Yeah, I think there's a chance here for Zach LaVine and Marta Rosen to kind of validate their time in Chicago. It's like, it didn't work there, but we're going to make it work here.
Right.
Have some success here. Let's hope so. Let's see what TC has to say. It's time for Check It with TC. What's up, TC?
Hey, yes, sir. Mike Check.
Mike Check.
Whitey Drake, what's up? Jay in the
What's up,
back.
TC?
Hey, before we even get started and move forward, hey, Drake, she tried to lowball me yesterday talking about TC just be calling on me talking about nothing. That's how you gonna do me, huh?
You remember that, TC? My bad, baby. I thought you hung up and stopped listening. My bad, man. My bad.
Nah, man. We better than that.
You're right, TC. You my
Drake.
guy, man. You my guy. I apologize.
I just had to speak on that before we got started. For real. Hey, so check it out. Look, man, we going to be straight. Like I told y'all, Zach LaVine is a dog. He's a dude. Now we got Valanciunas. Hey, listen, Drake, Whitey, wasn't we asking for Val?
Yeah. A bunch of people wanted Valanciunas.
Yes. Got a whole kennel of dogs now.
Period. And everybody wanted Monty to come up and speak. He spoke. He said what he said, right? And we asked him, hey, it was a Joe decision. He said yes. We offered 5 multiple contracts. He turned them down. It was clear to us that dude wants to leave. What else do we want to hear from that dude, bro? I'm going to back up off on Monty for right now. He get this wing, we're going to see where we stand at. But if the move that he made to get Zach LaVine and not get a bag of chips for Fox and bring in Valanciunas, I'm going to back up. I'm going to back up off Monty right now. That's all I'm going to say right now. Tonight's going to be fun, and we're going to take off Kings fans. The money is doing its thing right now. We're getting LaVine and getting Val, bro. I'm going to back off on him right now. I'm going to hold judgment on this dude, bro. That's all I got.
Appreciate that, TC. That's the question, Whitey.
Yeah.
Like, will the chatter of, fans, some segment of the fan base wanting Monty fire, is that quiet now? Is the heat off Monty?
It has to be in the short term. Those people will be lurking and waiting for their opportunity. But right now, I don't think they have a lot they can say.
I agree. You made some major moves here at the trade deadline.
Not done yet.
And it's not even
necessarily.
done. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
And so, I think that chatter got to quiet down right now.
We got to still find out from Kyle Draper, what will the Kings miss the most about De'Aaron Fox? Whitey's wish list. I'm going to check in with Doug Christie as well.
We should hear Doug.
Hear his pregame comments as we come back, wrap things up down the stretch here. It's Drive Guys from the Gold One Center. Game night on Sacktown Sports.
Preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
Is your garage door stuck in the winter blues? Well, February is the perfect time to give it some love. Jason Ross here to tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. And they're here to keep your garage door running smoothly. This February, they're spreading the love with their Sweetheart Special, $150 off a garage door with the purchase of a garage door opener. Now, the experts at Overhead Door Company of Sacramento provide fast, reliable service that's always on time and always done right. From squeaky hinges to full door replacements, they've got you covered. So don't let your garage door be the heartbreaker this season. Visit overheaddoorofsacramento.com for your free estimate. You can get in touch with them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, opening doors to your home and your hearts this February and all throughout the year. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your hand to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Right now at Wendy's, get 2 of these fave items for just $7. The spicier classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. It's an incredible deal, but an insanely difficult choice. Do you go double chicky sando, both spicy and classic, 1 beefy and 1 chicky? Or maybe you go all in on one and go Nug Max. 2 faves for just $7? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating Wendy's for a limited time only. Select a request 2 for $7 deal to redeem. Not valid in a combo or with saucy nugs. Single item at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Fall head over boots in love with music this Valentine's Day. Get ready for Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, returning May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, and more. Enjoy food trucks, mechanical bulls, and line dancing. Tickets start at just $52. Visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club. Don't just say, I love you. Show it with music. Buy tickets now.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Plati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Toyota's President's Day sales event is on now. Save big before it's too late on Toyota's unbeatable hybrid lineup. Right now is the time to get big savings on 16 Toyota hybrid models from the longest-lasting brand on the road. Every new Toyota includes Toyota Care, 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance. Don't miss Toyota's President's Day sales event at your Toyota dealer. Hurry in today.
Give me only what I need.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, it's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and the regular season is over, but the high hand bonuses, those are not. $500 per primetime football game, whether it's weekend, Monday night, whatever it may be. And those bonuses available until the season ends, including the big game on February 9th. Capital Casino, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, Whitey Gleason with you courtside here. And I got to tell you, I love basketball, love my wife, love my family, of course, love doing this show. I hate squeaky hinges. That's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. We called National Garage Door 916-638-4554, and they helped us out. We definitely had a squeaky hinges problem with our garage door. Terrible, awful. National Garage Door came out and got the new one installed. Whether you need a new garage door or you just have squeaky hinges and maybe you just need those repaired, you need National Garage Door. Family owned and operated. They've been around since 1974. Why? Because service is their #1 priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSC broken spring experts. The styles and prices and quality of their new doors, they'll dazzle you. I was absolutely dazzled. National Garage Door selling quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, if you have, and I hate to even say it because I hate to even say it, squeaky hinges, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer and take care of squeaky hinges forever. 916-638-4554, National Garage Door.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
So we got players warming up on both ends of the court here. The stars are not out yet for the most part, but we've got the Sacramento media gathered at one end. There's your guy, Alan Stiles, right there. Getting ready for Zach LaVine to come out so they can take some video, post it to social.
Hey, is that what's happening over there? Is that what everybody's lining up for?
A lot of them, yeah.
Christie, our boy Stiles. You got Deuce.
Yeah.
Matt George over there. Everybody's over there, huh?
Yeah, they're ready.
All right.
Yeah.
all right. You jealous? You wish you were down there to get
No, I'd rather
your
be here,
pictures?
especially because the G-Man is here. We're not
G-Man,
gonna
what's
bother
up,
the
baby?
G-Man, but it's always
I ain't
good to
seen
see the
G-Man smile like that since early 2002. How you feeling, baby? Nah, just a little bit. Oh, man.
Yeah, good times,
Yeah.
good times. And let's be honest, good times so far for De'Aaron Fox, right, Drapes?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's playing well. His Spurs team up 57-45. Fox, 12 points, 6 assists.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? He's bringing his A game tonight, 5 of 9 from the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good for him. We just don't want the Spurs to win any games.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
That's all.
But you know what's interesting, though? The Atlanta Hawks, do we want them to win either? Like, they get our pick. They may have like the number 3 and the number 13 pick in this upcoming draft.
Yeah.
They could be.
It does get a little confusing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Picks are all over the place right now.
But all we know is that Zach LaVine's making his debut tonight, and Jonas Valanciunas is on his way to Sacramento.
Hold
and,
on.
Yeah,
Let me
trade
finish.
deadline's tomorrow. We'll see if the Kings do more.
I did not take the bait on that. You were setting me up, and it just hit me. Because all the Sacramento media is sitting down there.
Yeah.
Normally, they sit at the other end.
Mm-hmm.
The opponent team's in.
Uh-huh.
Like the Sacramento era is beginning.
Yes,
so
yes.
Now they're all over there. Normally, they're more interested in taking video of Steph or whoever is coming in the opponent side.
Right.
This time,
right.
they're all down on the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah,
I
they're
didn't
watching
know this.
very intently.
Yes.
Very. Our boy Chris Watkins. I think I'm saying.
Yeah, Chris Watkins sighting.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
in all fairness, Drapes, what do you think the Kings will miss the most about De'Aaron Fox now that he's gone? This was a question for Katie today, your broadcast partner on the morning show.
You taking
she
that
said, I think she went with, I think they'll miss some of the things he brought defensively, especially on the perimeter.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I would say defensively, on ball pressure.
Yeah.
I think they'll miss. That might be it, right? I'm talking about on the court. Community stuff and everything like that. He was fantastic with, but on the court, his speed maybe. But Zach LaVine's fast too. See, he's sneaky fast, and so I would probably say his on ball pressure.
Yeah, I would say that they might miss the way the knack he had for elevating when the lights were brightest and the stage was biggest. But I think you have other guys who are certainly capable of doing that now as well.
Right. That's the thing. And I was going to say his clutch gene, and we got, we can make up for that. And so I don't think we'll necessarily miss that. But the point of attack defense, especially when he's locked in and dialed in, the quick hands that he has, I think that's probably the greatest thing we'll miss.
Yeah. And I think it's evident from his quick start tonight. I mean, he's got to be relieved to have this all behind him, whether it was his doing or not.
Right.
That's not the point. And I think the Kings as a team, they showed against Minnesota, they're glad as a unit that that's all behind them now. So opportunity tonight to go out, push tempo, and get this struggling Orlando team on their heels and light the beam. Zach LaVine.
The vibe is totally different, man. It's give Monty and those guys credit. The quick pivot, if you will, from the De'Aaron Fox era. You target a guy in Zach LaVine that you won. The fan base seems to love him already. And then you go out there before your first home game back. Oh, we got a big fella that a lot of people wanted, and Valanciunas also. That's a stealth move right there because that added even more juice to this building, more juice for tonight's game. And so the vibes are totally up right now with this Kings team.
So if RJ gives us the word here, we're going to join Doug Christie's pregame conference when that begins. And sometimes that's a little late. And I know a couple of the press conferences start a little late today, so there's a lot going on. So we'll get to that as soon as we can. I wanted to quickly give you Whitey's wish list.
Yeah, I would love to hear this.
Yeah.
What
do you think, Drapes? On my wish list, number one tonight, attack. The Orlando Magic have been outscored from the foul line during their 4-game losing streak, 84-67.
Ooh.
Attack. Get to the line.
Okay.
Yeah. 2, and maybe this should be number 1, but push the pace. Orlando, and we've been talking about this all afternoon long, 30th in pace.
Wow.
And they don't shoot well, as you well know. I know you've done all the research. 28th in field goal percentage, 30th in three-point field goal percentage. So, yes, as we said, they want to camp outside, shoot the threes. By all means, sir. Whatever you like, sir. Please, let them fly. And then third and finally, protect the pumpkin, Drapes, as Jerry Reynolds used to say. And I think that's especially important tonight because you got to play under control despite the emotion of the night. You know how it is, especially you got Zach LaVine. He can almost literally fly.
Right.
Let's bring down the house with a thunderous lob. Just play with some composure, take care of the ball. Orlando does not give up a lot of second chance points. So I think it's important to rein in the emotion.
Okay.
Be aggressive, but be smart at the same time.
Okay. All right. I like those, man, because you look at the numbers, all that is correct. I'm excited and looking forward to this game because I do think Jalen Suggs is the heart and soul of this Orlando team. He's sort of like the Josh Hart, if you will, of this Orlando team.
Yeah.
Right now he's doubtful. I think he'll be out tonight. I haven't even seen him out here warming up. And so all those things you said are true. For me, offensively, I want to see this team share the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing is caring. I want to see this team play together. I don't want any deferring. I don't need Zach to come in here and try to fit in.
Right.
I need Chicago Zach.
Right.
I need Minnesota Zach. I need come in here and do your thing. Another thing I need, for me, I'd love to see a good bench game. Your first night of a back-to-back, get up early on these guys. Let me see Isaac Jones out there for 15, 20 minutes. Let me see Keon at the 30-minute mark. Like I want, because here's the thing, you mentioned it. They're not a good offensive team. They're one of the worst, if not the worst, in the league, 29th in rating. Got it right here. And so, 110 should be able to get it done, you know? And so handle your business tonight.
Yeah, and I will say this. One of my wishes has already come true. I had a fourth wish, which I wrote down when I put this together today. Please upgrade the bench. And it's already been done.
Yes.
It's already happened.
Right. Monty must have, had an inkling that was going to be on your wish list.
I think so.
Yes, I'm with you on that, man. And, think about it. We can go 8 deep without a blink of an eye right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think there will be more additions. We'll get one more player. And then that moves Isaac Jones down a little bit. That moves, we don't need Doug McDermott on a night in, night out basis. Like, we can go 8-9 deep with serviceable, really good NBA players.
Yeah, there's some concern here in the chat that I think we can put to rest. Some people are concerned. I guess the ESPN app is showing that Zach LaVine is out or maybe out because he's missed a few games because of the birth of his child. But that is not a concern tonight.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. He's not on the injury report at all. He's clean. He went through shoot around today. He's in the building. No reason for him not to play today.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be joining Doug Christie's pregame comments as soon as he begins addressing the media. How about Doug Christie and the roller coaster he's been on,
dude,
since Christmas?
Think about it though. If he's handling this. That's Dr. J in attendance.
Julius
Erving in Atlanta there. I mean, he's been throwing everything so far. Trade rumors, your star player traded, getting the job midseason, winning streak, lose tough road trip, and he's kept this team together. That was a big win the other night against Minnesota, and so he's already hardened. He already has some scar tissue built up, some scabs built up, if you will. The dude is taking it, man.
Mm-hmm. And I think the players obviously deserve a ton of credit for that too. And I'll give DeMar and Domas and Malik credit for helping everybody stay on the right path when you got all this chaos running around you.
Yeah, I agree, man.
But you still got to win games.
Right. You got to win games. And it's a veteran squad, man. You talk about DeMar and Domas, and those are leaders. Malik's a leader as well. These guys have sort of been through everything that you can go through in the NBA, especially with the trade rumors.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they get on the floor, like we saw the other night against Minnesota, they're locked in. They'll be locked in.
Yeah. Now I know that the usage rate and the shots per game for Zach LaVine, they're lower than what De'Aaron was doing this year. So it's not like, he's going to become too ball dominant. The team, there's shots already built into the offense. There's more than enough shots there. That said, Zach LaVine joining this team, which players do you think it impacts the most?
In terms of rotation
rotation, shots, minutes. I mean,
I was going to say
Keon.
Malik. Yeah, Keon too. Yeah, for sure, Keon. Especially he played 30 minutes the other night, and I'm looking at Malik. Here's the thing about Malik. I don't think anything really impacts him. Malik is going to be Malik, and so we thought DeMar DeRozan coming here would affect Malik Monk.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually he's done better with DeMar here.
Yes.
And so Zach LaVine now. I think maybe we'll see a more efficient Malik Monk. His assist numbers should go up as well. And so when we talk about impact and who it'll affect, I think it's a positive impact for a lot of these guys out here.
What do you think Doug will do when it comes to having to have somebody else play point guard tonight? Because you don't even you're really thin at point guard right now.
Yeah, who did he use? A little bit of Devin Carter the other night against Minnesota. Zach can run some point too.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, Zach. We could see Zach at the 1. I mean, think about that lineup. You got Zach and Keon out there with DeMar at the 3. You got Keegan at the 4 and Doman. Like you can go that route as well too. When Malik is out of the game and you need
and you can run the offense through Domas. You can even run the offense through DeMar a little bit. He's not a point guard, but you can still run the offense through him.
Right. Why not have him at the elbow? Or something like that. And so you got some options, now with Zach LaVine here too. And so I do still think they need to add somebody at the deadline or in the buyout market, a point guard, a backup point guard.
Let's see here. Well, I don't want to. We have a report about a trade here, but I don't want to go by something.
Hold up, I got you, big fella.
Okay. All right.
I'll
As
find
much as
out.
we appreciate the contributions here, I'm not going to just start reading.
Yeah,
stuff
don't just
that's in the
start
chat.
reading everything. I'm not seeing anything out there. And
all right.
That's just me right now. But let me see.
Nice try.
What, a YouTube chat?
Yeah, but
yeah,
they don't actually source it other than
yeah.
Nice try.
And who knows? It may be true, but like you said, let's wait and see. What happens out there.
All right, here we go. Yes, thank you.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
Jay, do you have it?
I
you
got
have
it
a
right
Draper has.
Yeah, Shams just tweeted out a minute ago. The Miami Heat are finalizing a deal to send Jimmy Butler to the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick. This is Shams just tweeting out 1 minute ago. What do you think about that?
Jimmy, but do we know if that's all the Warriors got as far as you know?
Yeah, that's
Jimmy
the initial
Butler
report.
To me, that smacks of a desperate move by the Warriors.
I thought he told the Warriors he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, well, I guess they had to say, well, you ain't going to Phoenix, so do you want to come here? And I guess he decided he'd rather go there than, he doesn't have any more leverage. It's desperate on his part. He's going somewhere he didn't want to go. He's not really the guy the Warriors wanted, so everybody's settling.
And they gave up Wiggins. They did not give up Kuminga. That's good for them. Wiggins, Schroeder, who they just got back in December.
Kyle Anderson,
and a protected first-round pick. Why would Miami do that? Maybe that was the best offer.
I think so.
That was probably the best offer.
Desperate move on their
like Wiggins,
side of it too.
Schroeder, that's nothing to build on for the future. Protected first-round pick. I'd wonder what those protections are going to be, but. Does this move the needle for the Golden State Warriors, you think?
It moves the needle just in terms of their fan base as something they can at least get a little bit excited about. But to me, I don't even think he's a great fit for the way they play.
Right. Kind of a
I could be totally wrong, but that's my first reaction is
not a three-point shooter.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they were looking like were you saying it? They're going down the list. Yeah, you were saying they're going down the list. All these stars trying to get something.
Right.
Then it came down to Jimmy Butler's the last one left.
Right.
What do you
That's
think?
all we got.
Well,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. And I actually think Wiggins was probably a better fit for them.
Yes.
Wiggins can do a lot of things off the ball. Wiggins, when he's locked in and right, We saw it in that Celtics series.
Yes.
Defensively,
Yeah.
he gets after it too.
He played well against Orlando a couple of months ago.
And here's the thing about Jimmy. His best years to me were probably playing alongside Embiid. Everywhere else, Minnesota, he had some issues with Karl Anthony Towns. Miami, but he was the guy in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
How is he going to feel being second fiddle to Steph Curry, Draymond Green? You know, he's the outsider now coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this move.
Yeah, it's really risky, but I guess they
They're
feel
desperate,
like
right?
Because they feel like, okay, we don't do anything. We maybe we get into the 10th spot.
Right.
Maybe
right.
that's the ceiling. So why not roll the dice on Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors? My goodness,
Because
that's going to be the last big move, right?
What about Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant. But let me ask you this about Butler. If you're the Warriors, would you commit to him after this season?
I don't
when
see
he
how you
opts
could.
out and have to, he wants $50 million a year.
I would not. I'd be
a
surprised if they do.
half-year rental,
Yeah.
if you will, for Golden State. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing for him. It's like, I want to go somewhere where I'm gonna be able to re-up, and then, like, you don't have, that's not an option anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
Nobody wants to do
Nobody
that. So
wants
now
to.
where do you want to
Right,
go?
Right now, and maybe he wants to become a free agent.
Yeah.
And then pick his own spot.
Right.
Too.
Right.
And maybe take a less to go somewhere.
And it doesn't free up the Warriors' money in off season. Like, I think right now, like you said, it's a Band-Aid on a huge gas. But I think it's one of those where they get off Wiggins' contract, which has always kind of been, you know, in the NBA, Wiggins is like, he's great, but he's good. He's average, but he's great. Like, it's a little funny. So maybe it's just it gives them some room in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't scare me. We'll
I'm
see
with you.
them
It doesn't.
coming up in a couple weeks.
Twice, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, we got them twice.
Yeah.
Coming up here.
Yeah. But for them, it's like, look, we're trying to do something. They've been trying to replace Durant since he left. Yeah. And now they came so close to replacing Durant with Durant, and now it's Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jay? Do we want to go to Coach Christie for a few minutes here? Do we have time for that?
Yeah, we do. Let's do it.
Okay. Here's Doug Christie's pregame comments.
Just the ability to talk to him, sit down, break some bread, and I'm excited. Yeah.
Doug, obviously, welcome back. A long road trip.
Yeah.
Obviously, record-wise, it was a bit of a tough trip. You guys are going through a lot with trades and personnel changes. Where's the group at right now? Just where your head's at, and how do you guys kind of move on for tonight's game?
I think everybody's in a really good headspace, man. This time of the year is difficult for individuals, for teams, for organizations, for families. It's a tough time, but it's part of what we do. And I think that's where you understand, and I've talked about it numerous times to the group, is the ability to come together. The 2-3 hours that we're in here and we get between the lines, that's when all this goes away and nobody can touch you. So this child's game that we've played all of our lives, enjoy it, play it with a childish joy, and instill the opposition's joy always.
Doug, you've been in the league for a while. Has this been the craziest trade deadline that you've seen, with Luka going to the Lakers and then Jimmy Butler was just traded to the Warriors? Just like, okay, is that unfathomable to you, or is this? How would you describe it?
Every time that I think I've seen everything, I'm shown that I have not. That's how I describe it. So it's our league. It's a beautiful league. It's incredible in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it is a business. And if you haven't introduced yourself as a rookie or whatever year you are in the league, you find out that that's part of what we do.
Doug, you have experienced, though, a scene change and go into joining a new team. What is Zach going through in that sense, and what are you looking for him? And how much of an advantage is to play with someone like DeRozan, who he has a history with?
It's a lot easier when you go someplace and there are faces that you know, people that you've played with. It definitely helps out on the floor. Getting traded is difficult. Zach's been in this league for a while, and he knows the business. So just sitting and talking with him, he's all good. And I try to make sure that our locker room, our practices, our shoot-arounds, make them feel good, make them happy, make them want to be here and want to play, because that's what we as an organization are about as we continue on this ride. Is Sacramento is a destination that people are going to want to come to. They're going to want to play, and the style of play, I think hopefully will dictate that on the floor.
Hey, Doug, you going to start Zach tonight?
You always be asking wild questions, man. I was before Shannon came and knocked on the door, I was working on it. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Come on. In terms of what he brings, obviously having a career year in terms of shooting, he's like 44.5% from three. And you know, in a lineup with the guys that you have and who, you know, can shoot the three around him, like, what can that do for you guys in terms of kind of unlocking that part of the game, which has been a little bit of a struggle this season?
When you make shots, the game is a lot easier. It is. I mean, the ball goes in and there's a flow to that. There's a confidence. There's a confidence that a guy like that making shots brings to other guys on the floor as well. So first and foremost, like all these things, there's a finding your way part of what it is. And that's just for anybody who's went to the park and played pickup and you were rolling and then somebody's like, man, I'm leaving. And you're like, oh, okay, he's going to play with us. And we're like, oh, okay. It's part of what we do. So we have to find our way. But if you were going to plug somebody in, plugging in somebody that shoots 45% and is super athletic and plays the way that he plays is about as good as it gets. So I'm super excited.
Coach DC, I asked Kevin Benson, our favorite media guy, security guard at the media interest, about maybe you possibly, taking Zach up on the roof and showing, how to beam launches and stuff like that. I just thought I'd ask you that about that.
For that, it was a time. I think what I would like to see is for him to light the damn beam. So I can roll with that. We don't got to go see it, but if it's lit on the way home, we gonna see it. So I'm good with that. Like, let's just light the beam tonight. We don't have to go up there and see it on the way home, on the way to the airport. We'll see it.
You guys going to see it tonight on your way to the airport?
Yeah, we'll get to see it. Our boy Zach will light it, and then we'll head to the airport and fly to Portland happy with a W. So.
Drapes, have a good call tonight. Drapes, play-by-play tonight at
Thank you.
Sports California. Yeah, wasn't that great, Doug Christie's response? I mean, we're all there, but this is a coach in the league. What do you make all these trades? Every time I think I've seen everything, I find out.
Right. It's been wild. Think about the star power that's been traded. Luka, AD, Fox, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. Those are big names right there. And we're not even done yet.
Yeah. I hope the Kings aren't done. I still hope they find a way, without giving up much, to add a wing or a point guard.
Wing's still the thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the NBA. The wings is the thing. Right?
Yes. We still need to make a couple of moves, and we still have the assets to do it as well. Shams did update that on that Jimmy Butler trade. Once again, Jimmy Butler going to Golden State. Andrew Wiggins, Schroeder, Kyle Anderson in the protected first, going to Miami. Lindy Waters III going from Golden State to Detroit. Josh Richardson also from Miami to Detroit. And, Jimmy Butler has agreed to a new 2-year, $121 million extension to stay with Golden State.
Wow.
So he's declining his option and will get 2 years, $60 million a year for Jimmy Butler.
Wow. So Jimmy wins. I think Miami wins a little bit. We'll see if the Warriors
win.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And we'll see if the Kings win tonight. Yeah.
2 years, $121
I'm stunned by that.
For Jimmy Butler. But I think it's going to be a motivated Jimmy Butler, because everybody's going to be like, oh, this dude's not worth that. You giving him $60 million? We'll see.
I don't know if the Warriors have to change the way they play at all with Jimmy Butler there,
Manny too legit. $60 million a year is crazy. He'll be getting more wine for his house now. Buy all the wine in the world, $60 million. Ooh.
All right. It's going to be a fun night. Drapes, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, stick around for game night, the High Flyer, and Scott Marsh next right here. Sacktown Sports.
Pass that, dribble that. Pass that, dribble that. Big points, big stats. Pass that, dribble that.